Hey, how
What's
are
up,
you?
bro? So, eating animals is completely justified. Do you not understand that the hunter-gatherers, our ancestors, used to eat animals and their organs?
Yeah, of course. But are we cavemen today?
No, we are not, but it doesn't
Great.
matter
So we
because
don't
we need.
we don't have to go ooga booga anymore. We have stores. We can purchase the better product that doesn't entail suffering and death.
But here's the thing with animals: their suffering doesn't matter. You're talking about animals like they're humans, bro. They don't have
Okay.
morals like us. They don't think like us.
Okay, so I can go up to a dog and kick it in the face. That's okay.
I mean, not necessarily because dogs, we have them as pets, dogs and cats. But
But I
like
thought you said
other,
their suffering doesn't matter.
I mean, depends. Like if you're trying to eat the dog, then you can kill it if you want. But
Okay, so if I want to eat somebody, I can kill them. So if I wanted to eat a person, I could just kill them.
no, because people are different from animals. Humans have morals. Humans can think differently. We're
Okay.
conscious.
Okay. So are animals conscious?
Yes, but
Okay.
they don't. They don't. It's different. They're completely
What's
different from
what's the
humans. They
what's the
don't.
difference that makes it okay to slaughter them but not people?
I mean, animals. Wild animals don't have empathy.
Sure they do. Cows, pigs especially have lots of empathy and emotions. They're motherly. Cows have been shown to care for their young and get under distress when their babies are away from them.
I mean, they only care about their young. They don't care about other cows. They only care about their
They
offspring.
definitely do care about other cows. They're very social animals, just like we are.
Well, I just think it's a skill issue for animals, bro, because humans are the most dominant species. We're supposed to eat whatever we can and whatever's
I know,
nutritious
but
for
I'm
us.
asking you, is it morally good to do that? I'm asking you, if we know it's causing them suffering, why do you contribute to that?
Because I need to get my nutrients to grow properly. If I don't eat any animals, then I'm not gonna grow.
You
Like it,
can no, you can grow with vegan food. You don't have to eat meat. You can eat
but
plant-based
vegan
food.
food is poison.
So you think fruits and vegetables are bad for you?
Most vegetables are sprayed with like pesticides, so yeah. But fruit, I don't know. I don't know about fruit, but vegetables, most of them are not good for you.
Yeah. First of all, there's no evidence that eating vegetables that have some pesticides on them is bad for you. There's no evidence that that's the case. The body can absorb some of that. But secondly, there's pesticides in meat. You know that the cows you're killing and slaughtering, they eat pesticide-ridden food too, right?
I mean, yeah, that is true,
Okay, great.
but
So you can't escape that. The point is that you can still be healthy as a vegan.
but wouldn't you agree that humans are omnivores, not herbivores?
Sure, it doesn't matter though. We don't have to kill the animals. We can just be vegan.
That's all I got.
Okay. Let's go on to the next person then. Yeah, I mean, I don't care for omnivores or herbivores, your momivores. It don't matter. We don't have. We could just be vegan. You know.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How about yourself?
Great.
Good. Yeah, I like to eat meat. No homo.
Okay. So I know you like to eat. I knew that before you came up here, right? I used to like to eat meat too, right? But the problem is that is it morally good to do that? Is it morally good to slaughter others for taste?
Well, then at the same time, is it morally right to pick up a fruit from a bush or a tree?
Yeah, because there's no suffering happening there. But when you do slaughter a pig or cow, there is suffering happening there.
How do you know that plants are not suffering? You do know
Because
once you cut
because they
grass.
don't have pain receptors. They don't have neurons. They can't process pain.
Okay. Once you do cut grass, it does release this. You do know the smell of fresh cut grass, right? That's basically the grass saying, I'm in pain to the other.
No, 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 no.
Yeah.
So plants do not have neurons or pain receptors or nociceptors at all. What you're referring to are cavitation events, right? What you're referring to are certain biochemical secretions that
Hmm.
plants may secrete during certain phases. But it's not the same thing as saying that they are feeling something. Feeling requires a brain. Plants don't have a brain
Why would they release that then?
because that's just how they operate.
No, then that's just, when we kill an animal to eat it, it's the same thing.
No, the
They're in
difference is
pain,
that the animals
obviously.
have lives and they have experiences. They have pain and they have brains and consciousness. Plants don't have that.
Yeah, they do. Plants do have that. That's why.
Yeah, where's your source? Where's your source that plants have consciousness?
Well, have you seen I think it's called the Venus flytrap? Once it senses that it does feel an insect on it, it eats it.
So that's called reacting to stimuli. My phone reacts when I touch it. Does that mean that my phone is conscious?
No, but you do know
Okay,
that
so
they
then you
are
have not
conscious.
demonstrated consciousness. You've demonstrated reaction. My phone reacts. My left butt cheek reacts to all kinds of stuff.
So what does it need to do to
I'm
show that
asking you
it
to show
is
me that it's
reacting?
aware, that it's sensing something, and it's processing that on a higher level, like what a brain does.
Well, you can't say a human brain comparing it to a plant. It's not the same. We are
Yeah, I
obviously
don't think you
far more
understand the
intelligent.
question. I don't think you understand the question. You haven't demonstrated that plants have a sense of feeling or consciousness like animals do. Animals exhibit behaviors. We can test them with fMRI. We can see the brain activity. We can see the pain receptors. We cannot see that for grass.
For other plants, I'm sure there is. I just can't think of it right now. But there's many intelligent plants out there, not as
Yeah,
intelligent as
you can
humans.
say that all you want, sir, but that's not evidence. It's not evidence.
It is evidence of it if you do see it on National Geographic.
No, what you see in National Geographic is stimuli reactions. You're not showing me consciousness. There's actually a study called Debunking the Myth of Plant Consciousness, and it goes step by step showing people how
Mhm.
plants are not conscious. They lack everything that humans and animals have that make us conscious.
So you're saying only to eat something that's not sentient enough?
Yeah, let's not cause suffering, right?
Okay, so the main thing is avoiding suffering.
Well, yeah, but also let's not exploit others. Let's not take away their rights to life.
Well, yeah, you can't stop all the humans on Earth from eating in a way that would be not painful to the animals. I don't want to see an
Yeah,
animal
there is a
suffer.
way. It's called letting them be and not harming them, not putting them in factories. Going vegan, that's the solution.
If
Why?
that's
What
the
justifies slaughtering them?
if that's the case, then we should stop lions from hunting also.
We can't stop lions, but we can stop people. And
Why
people can
not?
stop
Why
us.
only humans then? That
Because
doesn't
we
seem
have the
fair.
ability to understand things and we have moral responsibility because we can make choices. We have stores. We can make the better choice. Lions can't do that. So try again. What
So
justifies slaughtering innocent beings?
so it's okay for some things to make other animals suffer
It's
because they're not
not
smart enough.
okay. It's just that they don't have a choice, but we do
Well,
have a
if
choice.
you're going to bring that argument, I believe everything should fall on the same line.
Okay, so you're saying because lions kill their young, we should do it too?
I didn't say young, other animals.
Okay, so you're saying if lions do something, we should be able to do that too, correct?
That's not my argument. My
Then
argument
what's
is
your argument?
you're saying that it's okay for a lion to go out and eat
I never
because
said
it's
it's
not.
okay. I still think it's wrong for lions to do that, but they
Why
don't have
not?
a choice.
What is it going to do? Eat
They
grass?
don't have a choice, sir. They don't
It's
have
designed.
stores.
Yeah, exactly. And it's designed to
We
eat
do have a
that way.
choice. That's the difference. They don't
You can
have a
make
choice.
you can make that choice.
Hold on.
Sure, go ahead.
Do you think that humans have moral responsibility to make the best choice?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, what's the best choice? Slaughtering innocent beings or not doing that?
Slaughtering innocent beings or not doing them?
Yeah, what's the better choice?
Well, depends on the situation. Let's say you're lost
It's
in a
should
location where
we
there's
should we
only.
slaughter innocent beings or should we not slaughter innocent beings? What's the better choice?
What makes them innocent?
The fact that they haven't done anything wrong to anybody. They're just living their lives. So why should we slaughter them?
What if they were created for that purpose?
There's no evidence of creation. And who would
I-
in the right mind create somebody just to be slaughtered? That sounds like a horror movie.
You're only seeing it from your human perspective.
Okay, so you think animals were created for us to eat them, correct?
Some animals, yes.
Oh, why not? How do you know some animals are created to be eaten, but not others? How do you know that?
Well, because some animals are disgusting to eat.
What do you mean
They're not.
disgusting? What do you mean
They're
disgusting
not.
to eat?
They're
What
not
do you mean by
health.
disgusting to eat? What does that
They're
mean?
not. They're not good for you.
By what standard are they not good?
Scientifically, like penguins, for
What?
instance.
How are they not good for you?
Yeah, some animals could be poisonous for you, like a pufferfish.
Oh, okay. So now you're saying that if something might give you disease, then we shouldn't eat it, correct?
If it's going to kill you, yeah.
If it has the potential to kill you, we shouldn't eat it, correct?
Yeah, we shouldn't eat it.
Okay, so then this undermines your entire view. Because did you know that meat actually raises the risk of heart disease and heart attacks and cancer?
When I say,
Maybe by your logic, we should
no,
stop
no,
eating meat
you're
and dairy
going
because
another way.
those raise your risk of disease.
I mean immediate,
Right?
not over time.
Oh, okay. So then humans are okay to eat because you don't necessarily die immediately from eating human meat.
Well, that's cannibalism. You
What's
don't
wrong
see.
with that? By your logic, it's okay because it won't kill you.
Well, have you seen a plant eating another plant?
Nice pivot. You said if we should be able to eat something as long as it doesn't kill you immediately. This applies to humans. So do you think it's okay to eat human meat?
No.
Okay, so then your logic is destroyed. Try
No,
again.
you're-
What
you're-
justifies
you're-
slaughtering innocent beings who do not have to die? Try again.
They're not innocent, first of all. Secondly, they're designed to be eaten
How
by
do you
the
know that? How do you
Creator.
know they're designed to be eaten?
By the Creator. They're good for you.
How do
They
you
give
know
you
they're designed?
nutrients.
How do you know they're designed to be eaten?
Well, my theory is the creation of Adam, God, and all that, but yours is not. So to go
That's
into
not what I
that,
asked you. How do you know that cows specifically are meant to be eaten and dogs are not supposed to be eaten? How do you know that?
well, some people do eat dogs, and you know
That's
that.
not what I asked you. How do you know? How do you know that dogs are supposed to be friends and cows are supposed to be enemies?
I like how you call it enemies and friends. No, you're pushing it to a side where it shouldn't be. It's like I wouldn't eat a
This is your
lion.
logic, sir. Can you describe to us why we should
But
get
that's
to
the
slaughter
thing.
animals?
It's not just a logic on this. It can go many ways. So we can't be like yes and no, yin and
You're
yang.
just jumping around. You're not answering my question.
Well, same as you. You're
How do you know
jumping.
that certain animals are supposed to be eaten and some others are not? How do you know that?
I like the comment that somebody made here because they taste good, like chicken, for instance.
Okay, so you're saying if somebody tastes good, you get to slaughter them.
I didn't say
correct?
somebody, an animal.
Humans are animals.
No, they're humans.
Humans are a type of animal.
No. They're different from animals.
In what
Because-
way? Why are we not animals?
Intelligence, intellect.
Animals can be intelligent. Pigs have more
Not-
intelligence than 3-year-olds.
Once you find an animal that's as intelligent as a human, I don't think anybody would eat it because it would go to war with us.
Okay. Do you understand that animals have intelligence, right? Crows can do mathematics. They can use tools. Chimpanzees can use tools. They have sign language. Is that
True.
intelligence?
Not as much as a human. You
Oh,
can't
okay.
compare.
Okay, great. So what you're saying is now the people who are dumber, we get to slaughter, correct?
Didn't say that. Don't put words in my mouth.
Okay, so then your argument
Those are-
comes down. This is your argument, though. Your argument
Okay.
was if you have lower intelligence than me or you, then we should be able to slaughter them. This is
I
your
didn't say
argument.
that. I didn't say
Okay,
that.
so then, no matter how stupid somebody is, we should save them and not harm them. Correct?
Because he's a human, yes.
Oh, so now it's human.
Yeah.
Okay.
Humans are different than any other thing in existence in this planet. Yes.
In what way are we different? That makes us
Intelligence, morality.
Animals can be intelligent. You just admitted that.
Not as intelligent as a human. Once
So
you find
it's the
an
degree.
animal,
So what matters to you is the degree of intelligence. That's what all that matters to you. If somebody's less intelligent, slaughter. If they're more intelligent, don't slaughter. This is your logic. This is your logic.
I like how you jump straight to slaughter. No, that's not what I'm saying. Well, I'm saying as in look at everything else. Look at all the animals that exist, and then look at a human. It's
We
not
are
comparison.
animals. We are animals. We are apes.
We're not.
Yes,
Not.
we are. We are taxonomically, scientifically, demonstrably animals.
Nope.
You
I
just,
can't agree.
look. How do you not agree when we have animal blood? We have animal DNA.
We don't
We
have animal
fur.
DNA.
We have animal fur. We have animal skin. We have
First of
animal
all,
eyes. We have
take a
animal
step
bodies.
back.
We have animal organs. How
You
are we
said
not animals?
animal.
How are
You
we
said
not
animal.
animals?
All right, 1 second. You said animal DNA. No way. There's no DNA
We
that's
share
close to human.
99% of our DNA with chimpanzees.
But
Did you
that's
know
not
that?
100%.
Because that little 1% makes us a different species.
Can we take a blood from an ape and give it as a blood transfusion to another human? No, it's not going to work.
Sometimes you can't do that between humans. Sometimes blood
Yeah.
transfusion between
Blood-
humans doesn't work.
True. That's because they have a
So does that
different
make
blood.
some people not animals and some people animals?
No, humans are different.
Okay, so then you're all over the place, sir.
Well,
What
because you're
makes
all
us
over the
different
place.
from animals that makes us such that we are not animals?
What is it? One more time.
What is the distinction between humans and animals that makes us non-animals?
Not only intelligence, but blessed by God.
Oh, how do you know we're blessed by God, but animals are not?
Because we have intellect and we have speech. We can speak. We can use words
Okay,
to
so the
communicate.
people who are born without the ability to speak, they're animals, not blessed by
Those are
God?
like, what's the percentage of that? That's
Why
a
does it
that's
matter? Why does it matter?
because
sir?
it's a
I'm asking
small
you,
percentage.
the people who are born without the ability to speak, are they animals and therefore not blessed by God to you?
No. They are
Okay,
still
so then the
humans.
ability to speak is irrelevant then. Because
No,
whether or
that's
not
a
you
huge
can or
thing.
cannot speak, you're still blessed by God.
You know what?
Let's try again, sir. What
Yeah,
makes
yeah,
us
yeah.
distinct from animals?
Speech, the ability to speak.
Okay, so the people who cannot speak, they are therefore not blessed by God.
Give it. No. Whoa. You're taking my words and twisting it around me.
This is your logic, sir.
First of all, I said all humans are blessed by God, not just specific ones.
How
Okay.
do you know that
Because-
humans are blessed by God, but not other animals?
Animals are a creation of God, but God chose man as like.
That's not what I asked you. How do you know that we are created by God and animals are not blessed by God?
Well, that doesn't go anywhere. This doesn't go anywhere. Try something else. Like what?
Well, this is your fucking claim,
This is-
sir. This is your
No-
entire
no need to
argument.
curse. No need to
This is your
curse.
entire fucking argument.
No need to curse. I mean,
Why
but
fucking not?
my-
Why not? Why fucking not?
Then why not fucking eat an animal?
Because it's harming them and it's causing suffering to somebody who didn't deserve it.
How do you know they didn't deserve it?
Because they have done nothing wrong to anybody. They just live their lives.
I've seen some water buffaloes be aggressive to humans. How do you know? How do you know that I couldn't eat
But
that?
how
one?
about the pigs and cows that you stuff in cages and in gas chambers and harm them and slaughter them and you pay for
That's-
them? Why,
that's-
why should they be deserving of death?
That's mankind's error because we're allowed to make
Oh,
errors
so you agree that it's wrong to slaughter cows? It's an error.
in that way that you explained.
So then in what way is it okay to slaughter somebody?
Straight to the neck by cutting their neck.
Okay, so if I cut your neck, that's good?
Well, I'm a human. That would be, that's
What's the
mass-
difference? What's the
killing.
morally relevant distinction between humans and non-humans such that we get to slaughter them but not us?
I've said before, speech.
Okay, so all the people who cannot speak, we get to slaughter through the neck?
Nope. If their parent can speak, then no.
Their parents? Okay,
Yeah.
what if their parents can't speak? And what if their
Then
parents
you're
can't
going
speak?
up the
what
list
if it's,
all the
what
way.
if there's a genetic malfunction they have such that they cannot speak? Slaughter them,
Well,
turn them into burgers, and eat
to
their
say-
tasty flesh?
Good question. To say that they had a genetic, that means you made me you made me lose my train of thought because your responses are hilarious. We'll go back again. What was it that you said? You're hilarious, man. You're good at arguing, but it's not like
I,
100%.
sir, you're laughing because you have no actual substance
No,
behind your
because you
belief
actually made
system.
me laugh. That's
Look, you
why.
believe in God for no reason, and then you're slaughtering
It's
animals
no
for no good
reason. It's a
reason to then
fact.
justify your claims.
Okay, what claim do you want me to justify? I told you speech is the
Justify
reason.
that you know that we are blessed by God and animals
Yes,
aren't.
yes. Go back.
Show
Let's
me.
go back. You said genetic mutation. I told you if their parents can speak. And then you said, what if they have a full genetic mutation where all of them are, right? So that means at one point they were able to speak. There you go.
What? No, they have never been able to speak. This line of people have never been able to speak. Slaughter them, turn them to a burger.
If that's the case, then they're able to write.
Okay, so they can't write either. They're disabled.
Okay,
They're
now you're
mentally
just taking.
disabled.
Well, that can't be
Slaughter
forever
them
for
and
all
turn
of
them
them.
to. Should we get to
Did you
slaughter
just
those
laugh?
people,
Yeah,
sir?
you
Should we
did.
get to slaughter those people?
No, not slaughter those
Okay,
people at all.
so then we can imagine a person with the same exact abilities as a pig.
No.
So then we can equalize these two beings. So
What's
so now what justifies slaughtering those pigs?
I don't know why pigs. I don't like pigs anyway. I don't eat pork.
Oh my
Justify
gosh.
them once
What
they have
justifies slaughtering the animals that you slaughter?
intelligence, intellect.
We just went over this, sir, but you're not able to track properly. I
Yeah.
showed you that even the least intelligent person who is equivalently intelligent as a pig,
Yeah.
you still wouldn't slaughter. So
wouldn't.
so then the intelligence doesn't matter.
Yes,
You
it
can
does.
you can have a it doesn't matter, sir, because no matter how intelligent the pig is, you still wouldn't slaughter it
Because it's a human.
because it's
It
equivalent
looks.
to a person's intelligence.
Yeah, nope. Because it's a human and it looks like me.
Oh, so if it looks like you, you get to keep it. If it looks
Yeah.
different from you, slaughter them, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so what's
That's
the
close
difference? So what's the difference? Is it the skin color? What if this person's black? Should we slaughter them?
Nope. Human.
Okay.
Human.
So what if
Human
this
look like.
person has what if this person has really long hair like a chimpanzee has hair all over the body? Slaughter that person because they have lots of hair in their body?
If he's close to looking like a human, he's a human.
No, we're gonna go down the line, sir.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Imagine a line of beings who
Yep.
look like a person, and then we'll go down to somebody who looks like a chimpanzee or an ape.
There's
The
a huge
person,
difference.
where's the threshold by which you think we should save this person
To say that means you
or kill
believe
them?
that.
Where's the
Yeah,
threshold meet? Where's
Yeah.
the threshold?
to say it's the DNA. To say that is
Oh, okay.
that.
So imagine we go on this line of people, we
Mhm.
look at their DNA, and then we get to throw them in a gas chamber. Okay, we're going down the
Whoa.
line. Oh,
Why-
this person has chimp DNA. Slaughter them. This person has chimp DNA. It gets ever closer to human DNA. Where's your threshold? What's the genetic material? What's the nucleotide that makes the difference between slaughtering somebody and saving their life?
The soul.
Oh, okay. So you think if they have a soul, we should not harm them. If they don't have a soul, slaughter them, correct?
If they're whoa, I didn't never said slaughter them. You could let them be. You could let them live in the they naturally do.
So you think it's wrong now to slaughter animals, even if they don't have souls?
No, did not say that. Well,
Okay, so then it is okay to slaughter them if they have souls. If they don't have souls.
how about let's go to veganism. Why do you prefer to eat grass or whatever, vegetables and things like that?
He wants to run away. He's
Ra-
squirming out of the
No,
problem.
because
He's
it's
squirming
hilarious
away.
how you're thinking about.
See
You're
how you
saying
can't answer
slaughter.
that. See how when we actually test your logic, it completely fails miserably.
I
See-
mean, because you're hilarious. I
see,
can't keep up with it.
Imagine if tomorrow we found out that we don't have souls. Would it be okay then to murder
That's
people?
impossible. It's
Oh,
impossible.
what's the impossibility about that?
Because we would be just be like robots. We'd be just not functioning like a human. We wouldn't have a soul, the ability to care.
What is the impossible? Okay, so let's say we become robots. We get to slaughter. You think that makes it okay to slaughter people?
Who would want to eat robots?
Oh my God, we're not literally robots.
Yeah, you
Obviously,
just said
we
if we're robots.
we would just be determined people. So you
So
think that
soulless
if we
beings.
found out tomorrow we don't have souls, You would go ahead and think it's okay to murder people, correct?
They would be already dead. You can't function without a soul.
Okay, let's say tomorrow we discovered that
Mhm.
you can that we don't have souls and you can still function without a soul.
You can't
Okay,
discover that.
let's just there's no logical impossibility there, is there?
Well, yeah, because without a soul, you'd be not functioning. You'd be just a flesh.
So the immaterial affects the material? That makes no fucking sense.
Well, that's the
But
facts I'm
again,
giving you.
let's try this again. Let's here's a logical hypothetical. Tomorrow we discover, scientists discover, oh, humans, we don't have souls. You can function just fine without a soul.
Then you'll have to prove that.
Would you go ahead
can't
and
just say that.
logically think about this? Logically, would you then think it's okay to slaughter those people who don't have souls?
Well, how would you figure that out?
We have a soul detector.
All right.
Okay,
And
they
it
don't
shows that-
don't have souls. Slaughter them or not?
Why slaughter?
Would you think it's morally okay to slaughter them or not?
I mean, I personally wouldn't slaughter them, and I don't think that's okay to slaughter
Okay,
them.
so even if somebody doesn't have a soul, you still wouldn't think it's okay
Someone
to
said
harm them.
soul snatcher. That's hilarious. Go
There
ahead.
you go. So you just conceded that even if somebody doesn't have a soul, it's still wrong to harm them. So this applies to the animals. There's no difference. Animals don't have souls. Animals are not as intelligent. They're equalized. Humans and
No.
animals are equalized.
We
You
need
have
to
no
eat meat.
justification for slaughtering animals.
No, we need to eat meat. They were designed to be eaten.
What makes you think they're designed to be eaten, but not humans?
Humans, well, that will fall under cannibalism. You would eventually die from some form of disease.
You
Nobody's
can die
died
from
from a
disease. Let's say you don't die from disease when you eat a human body. Would it be okay to slaughter humans?
No, it wouldn't be okay. It's
Okay,
just
so
wrong.
then whether or not they give disease, it's irrelevant to you. See,
We would cease to be if
keep
we were
going in
eating.
circles because you don't have a justification for what you're doing. You're very inconsistent. I keep showing you the contradictions. You don't understand the contradictions.
Oh, I understand. It's
There's
just
no
your
distinction
beliefs
between
is just
humans-
sticking to that way, and mine is
There's
sticking
no
to this way.
distinction between humans and non-humans that makes it okay to slaughter them, but not us.
How about this? It's okay for humans to eat or be completely vegan. That's why nobody's stopping them. But it's not okay to force
I
people.
never in my entire existence said that fucking matters. I'm asking you, what justifies slaughtering animals in your view? You can't do it.
What justifies slaughtering them? We need the
Yeah.
nutrients.
Okay.
Nutrients.
What nutrients?
Just like you need
what
the
nutrients?
nutrients.
What nutrients do we need from meat that we cannot get from plants?
I'm not sure. I mean,
They don't exist.
one thing is certain.
There's no nutrients you have to
Look,
get from meat.
look,
You
look,
can get
look,
all
look.
the nutrients as a vegan. So your
That's what-
argument again
that's-
collapses. Your argument again
that's-
collapses.
That's what they tell you, but I'm sure you'll be missing some form of nutrients.
Well, there's no evidence of that, especially when we know that vegans have lower rates of heart disease and cancer. They're way healthier.
That's what science tells you, but we
That's
know the
what science
facts.
demonstrates. That's what it demonstrates.
No, if that was the case, then we would have had vegans from the beginning. But they just
What?
formed recently.
What are you
Yes.
talking about? How did
Yeah.
you make that inference?
It's true.
Yeah, how did you make that inference that humans had to have been vegan forever if it's healthy? How the fuck did you get to that?
It's true because we've been eating animals since the beginning.
Well, firstly, no. Our ancestors did not eat meat for a very long time.
There's
But
no
again,
evidence
that's
of that.
irrelevant. Again, that's irrelevant what our ancestors did.
It's irrelevant because
Today,
you don't
we
have
no
the
longer
facts.
have to eat animals. We no longer have to slaughter them. You have no reason to do it.
Do you really think people can go on living by just eating plants only?
I've done it for 8 years.
Yeah, just 8 years. I'm talking about generations.
Yes, you can be healthy as a vegan.
I'm sure some defect will form in the future. You might
You're
not see
sure
it
it's
now.
just the one who believes in a magic space wizard?
Space wizard. You mean God?
Yeah, a magic space daddy.
Yeah, you have a creator, whether you like it or not.
Sir, you have no actual substance behind your beliefs.
Yeah.
You have no moral
For me, I do.
justification. You have no evidence of anything you're saying.
Then how was all this created? How are you able to speak? Why are you different from animals?
See, that's a great question. Why are we different? Because
Yeah.
we have undergone a different evolutionary path than the other animals. Evolution explains this just fine. And
Well,
we don't need
evolution
God
is
to
something
explain why we
created.
are here.
What was that? Say again?
We don't need God to explain why we're here. We have evolution and science to demonstrate it.
So you just popped out of nowhere.
No, I never said that either.
Well,
I said
that's
we
your that's
evolved
what
over
you're
time. We evolved over
if,
time.
true. Okay, if you evolved over time, we would
Okay.
have to see an evolution in the process currently.
We do. We see in the fossil record, in our genes, in
In the
lab
fossil
experiments.
record, what?
Yeah, we see evolution happen in real time in lab
In
settings.
the what record?
The fossil record.
Seriously, fossils? Those are how many years does that take?
You don't believe in fossils?
I didn't say that. I said how many years does that take?
Does what take?
Fossils to form.
It can take a couple of years for fossils to form. You're asking me
couple of years?
how long does it take for us to see the chronology in the fossil record? Well, that takes millions of years. But
All right,
that's
so
why we are able to look back in
what
time and see how
scientist
we
was
evolved.
listen, what scientist was alive for millions of years to
You
prove
don't
that
have to
fact?
be there. What were
Yeah,
you
you
alive
have
when
to be
God
there.
made Adam and Eve?
No, I wasn't there.
Okay, so then we don't have to be there to know what happened. We have evidence of it happening in the past.
Well, why would you believe the past like that then? By
Because
some
the
things
evidence,
that you find.
because of geology, paleontology, biology, all
So
these interdisciplinary fields of science come together, corroborating to make the case that we evolved. This is
so
why it's a fact of reality.
I think you're those type of people where you would only believe in God if he was to show you a fact. So let's say hypothetically, you ask for God's existence and God proves it to you. Will you believe in God?
How would you know it's God and not something
I
else?
just
God is by definition
you ask. Yeah,
unfalsifiable.
you ask and then it happened.
This is a
Then what?
problem for you. You have no evidence of
Now you're
God. You
going away.
can't have
You're
evidence of
going
God.
away.
It's
It's still the same
unfalsifiable.
question. Same question. You ask, not me, you tonight, before you go to sleep, you ask for evidence for God to show you that he is real, and then he shows
I
it to
never
you.
said I want
Will
evidence of
then
God that
would
is
you
real.
then believe?
I said you haven't backed your claims, and you obviously
Would
can't
you
do that
then
because there is no
believe?
evidence of a God.
Would
You
you
have no
then
you
believe?
have no justification for slaughtering animals.
You
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 have
you need
no
it.
substance.
You need it. So you need me to tell you that God exists, but you don't want yourself to be shown that God exists.
Sir, I was a Christian for 20 years of my life. I
Oh,
believe in
look,
God
we didn't ask for that.
25 for
I'm
20
sticking to the
years.
same thing I told you. If I show you evidence, you won't believe it. Just like me and you right now are not believing in each other.
What's
But
your you have there isn't evidence of a God, but we're not going to get into this discussion because even if there is a God or there isn't, it's still wrong to slaughter innocent beings.
what if he gave you permission to?
Okay, so you're saying if God gives us permission, we get to do it.
I said, what if God gave us permission to? Would you
I
be
still
fine?
think it's wrong because I don't give a fuck what
So
God
now
thinks.
so there you go. Now you're going against God. Let's say someone gave
Oh,
you.
if God
If
came
you're
down,
told to follow the law
no.
that we're
Let's try.
living
Do you
in.
want to? You want to do this? Sit. I'll do it for you.
Sure,
If
go
God
for
came down and said, "Grape your mother, or grape your sister," would you do it?
it. God wouldn't do such a thing.
But what if He did?
No, because God is
How do you know He wouldn't do that?
there's no reason for him to show you his evidence for doing something vile as that.
Yet in the Bible, He demands people to slaughter the Amalekites.
Other people?
Yes, God
Well,
in Samuel 15, He
yeah, if there's
describes.
yeah.
He says to slaughter innocent people and children
Well, why would come on? They're
and
not
dash your
innocent.
babies against the rocks.
They wouldn't be innocent if God told you to go ahead and slaughter these people.
So you think
Yeah.
those babies did something wrong that they deserve to die and be smashed against rocks?
If God is beyond time, he's able to see the future. Maybe they would have turned into some psychopath like yourself and killed people. Who knows? Then it's justification,
So
right?
then you would agree if God came down and said, kill babies, you would do it.
If God said so, yes.
Yeah, I can't talk to that kind of person. I just can't.
Hello?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. What up?
Great. How
Okay.
old are you?
20.
Okay. And yeah, what's your argument?
Okay. Well, what about like Just the ones where like animals eat other animals type shit. I bet you heard that one a lot.
Yeah, you're saying, well, animals eat other animals. Why can't we? Well, animals also eat their own shit. Does that make it okay for us to go ahead and eat our feces too?
No, I feel you. I feel you.
Okay, great. So just because animals do it doesn't make it okay for us to do it.
No, I know that. I know that.
Okay.
But I feel like we do a lot of things that are wrong. That like, I don't know, whatever. And like, I mean, like, I know it's wrong. It's probably like not a good thing. You feel me? But like, some things are just like people don't really care that much about, and I don't think it's ever going to be a thing where enough people go like vegan for it to be. I don't
Yeah,
know.
this is what they said when slavery was being debated about, right? Should we own slaves? Should we not own slaves? And the South was going, well, there'll never be a time where people will be free. There will always be slaves. They would make the same arguments you're making now. That still didn't stop the movement from slavery from being abolished, right? The same with veganism, right? People are, oh, it's stupid. It's never going to work, but it's actually working right now, and it will only increase. So, do you have an actual argument, or just an appeal to futility?
Um, nah. I just
Okay, thank you. All right, let's get the next victim. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Okay, so I can justify eating animals because one, it's nutritional. Two, tastes good. And you can use the same, justification for being vegan, right? But if you eat only plants and nothing else, I feel like you won't be getting the nutritional value that you should be getting on your day-to-day life. Because what are humans? Omnivores. We're not
Okay.
herbivores. We're not just carnivores. We
Okay.
need
Good. So
more
can you?
than
So
just
can you?
one or the other.
So
We
real
need
quick.
both.
So real quick, can you tell me the nutrient that we have to get from meat that is not present in animals?
Protein. It's protein, bro.
Oh, okay. Well, did you know that all plants have protein?
Yeah, obviously plants have protein,
Okay,
bro.
so then there are vegan bodybuilders who get way more protein than you.
Well, also consider that food, whatever. This is fun. I like this. Have a good day. Kick me out. How do I get out?
Maybe you need to get more plants in your diet to figure that out. Maybe the meat's getting to your head. All right, let's get the next victim here. Hey, how are you?
Hey, Mike. I'm good. How are you?
Great.
Your beard is looking really nice today. Are you using minoxidil?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Well, okay. I'm here to debate you right now. So, my great grandfather had a farm, and he had cows, right?
Name Old McDonald?
No, his name was actually Jeff, but anyway, so he had like this one friend cow, like he was really attached to him, right? I'm sorry, Mike. I'm sorry. So anyway, he was really attached to this one cow, but then this one cow, he grew old and he really just wanted to die. So one time, the cow went into the slaughterhouse and he just basically asked my great grandfather to, unalive him. So
Is
I
this
think
a
a
true
lot-
story?
yeah, this is a true story.
So,
Yeah.
so I've heard similar stories where animals do understand their death, and it's sad, right? But I agree that there are some cases where harming or killing an animal might be okay. Euthanization is a perfect example, right? If an animal is very sick and about to die and they're suffering, yeah, euthanization is okay. So vegans are not against that. What we're against is harming the innocent, healthy animals who don't have to die. That's that's what we're against, right? And so, what justifies that?
I mean, what's the difference between that and like, you know, abortion?
Abortion is it's a legal discussion about bodily autonomy, women's rights, women's bodily rights. Veganism is not about bodily rights. It's about
But I mean, you could argue that you're
exploiting
still
others and-
unaliving an innocent, you know, being, which is your entire argument.
abortion is justified in my view, right? It's the woman's body. Nobody should be forced to give birth, right? Veganism is not in your body. The animal's not in your body. They're a separate entity, and so that's why there's nothing wrong with abortion, but it's wrong to slaughter innocent beings who are not in your body.
Okay, wait. So I have a question, right?
No.
Do you eat eggs? Do you eat eggs, man?
No, I don't eat eggs.
Oh, you don't eat eggs. Okay, but some vegans do eat eggs, right?
Yeah, so some vegans do because they think it's not a big deal in certain cases, like in backyard hens or chickens. I disagree, but again, the elephant in the room is that you're slaughtering animals who are innocent and healthy. What justifies that?
Well, I mean, what's the difference between that and like unaliving a child, a baby, or a like I don't.
You keep going to abortion, but again, abortion is justified in my view because it's a woman's body. It's her right to her own body to make her own choice.
Mhm.
That's why it's a completely different thing for me. I don't want to force anybody to give birth. You know?
So Mike, I have another, you know, story. I was a vegan up until like 5 years ago, and I actually had a heart attack, right? And you know, my doctor told me that if I continued to be a vegan, that I would basically die, that I would literally die. So he said, just eat meat.
If this is a true story, I feel bad for you. I'm sorry that you did have a heart attack. The problem is that
I'm sorry, I'm getting really emotional talking about it because, you know,
you're trolling. Okay, obviously now you're trolling. Because actually the fact is that meat and dairy raises the risk of heart disease. It clogs your arteries and it causes way more heart attacks by eating meat.
Well, the thing is,
demonstrates.
The thing is, I wasn't really making a lot of money, man, and I was eating like a lot of like pretty poor, you know, vegan food. So, you know, I had
that could be it as well. That could be it as well, right? You can eat junk food, Oreos and cookies, and of course you can be unhealthy even as a vegan.
That's what I was eating because, you know, I was fed the lie that I had to be a vegan, right? And I thought I was doing like a great service to the world.
Then you don't know what veganism is then. Veganism does not mean you have no choice but to only eat plants, even if it's too expensive for you. No, that's not what veganism says. It says do the best you can with what you have. And so even if you're homeless, if you have no money, you can still be vegan. And if for some reason to survive you have to eat animal products, it's okay. That's justified. But obviously you're not in that situation anymore.
Man, I wish someone told me that before I had a heart attack.
So I'm sorry, but you have no actual justification for what you're doing. And I know you're trolling.
All right, Mike, thank you.
Hey, how are you?
So, I think my only issue is that we are mass producing meat and eating it. But other than that, I think that eating what you need is okay.
Okay, but do you think you need to eat animal products?
But it's a part of our cycle.
What cycle?
Cycle of life.
Oh, so like Lion King, Circle of Life, Kumbaya? No. There's no necessity for eating animal products. There's no need to contribute to the circle of life by slaughtering others. You can be a vegan and still be part of the circle of life or the life cycle. So there's no need to eat animal products. Do you have an actual justification?
Why is that?
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, do you have a moral justification for slaughtering animals?
I think it's more of a thing of, eating and nutrition.
Okay, so what nutrition specifically do you have to get from meat that you cannot get as a vegan?
Nothing specifically, but they do come in higher doses.
You're cutting out. I can't hear you.
They do come in higher doses. Different nutrients.
Yeah, name one. Name one that you have to get from meat.
Come in higher doses.
Higher doses of what?
Of proteins.
Proteins? Okay. You know that tofu, lentils, beans, tempeh, seitan, they all have more protein per calorie than even steak and beef?
Yep. All that D2. There's a whole bunch of different nutrients that come in higher doses.
D2? Vitamin D2? Vitamin D we get best from the sun. But there's also vegan D2 supplementation. You also can get it from mushrooms. You can get D3 as a vegan very easily.
Okay, why is it okay for to eat fruits and vegetables?
Because they're just fruits. They're not sentient, right? Cows and pigs are sentient, not fruits.
They're still living though.
What?
So they are still living.
But they're not sentient. They're not sentient.
They don't have legs.
They don't have experience.
Wait, do you believe that it's okay to eat bugs?
No, they have experience.
You know that fruit flies and bananas share the same DNA? 99%.
Okay, that doesn't make them all sentient. That doesn't make bananas sentient, sir.
They're about the same thing.
They're not. Fruit flies and bananas are not the same things. Yeah, we all share DNA. I share DNA with bacteria, but that doesn't mean that I'm actually bacteria.
Whatever you want, it doesn't matter.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna move on to the next guest. I don't understand what you're saying. Your mom was a banana? Yeah. Hello?
Hello. Hi, how you doing?
Doing great.
Is this vegan night on TikTok today? Because every live stream that I've come across has been vegans.
We're rising up, my friend. We're getting more and more popular, so get used to us. Get used to us,
Well,
baby.
Good on you. Good on you.
Great. So do you have an argument?
Well, I could justify eating animals, yeah.
Sure, go ahead.
Because there are some places in the world where it's impossible to be a vegan.
Okay. Do you know that veganism is not a diet, right?
No, explain.
Yeah, so you think veganism is a diet, but where you have to eat only plants, but that's not true. Veganism is a moral philosophy that seeks to minimize exploitation of animals as much as practical. So you can still, if you're in like some kind of northern climate where there's only ice and there's only fish, you can still be vegan if your moral philosophy aligns with veganism and your only means of survival is eating some animal products. You can still be vegan.
I thought I just heard you criticizing the other person because you were saying about eating things that were sentient.
Yeah, if you have the means to not slaughter others and eat vegan and eat 100% plant-based, you should be doing that. That's your responsibility. Yeah.
Okay. I also heard you mention mushrooms.
Correct.
Mushrooms are sentient.
There's no evidence that mushrooms have thoughts or feelings or consciousness. They have no neurons. They have no pain receptors. They don't have any of that.
there is evidence to support that, actually.
Oh, okay. Where's your source that mushrooms have brains?
And they communicate. They're a communication network with the mycelium.
Okay. My
The
phone
mushroom
communicates.
the mushroom is the fruiting body.
Yeah, my cell phone communicates with other cell phones. Does that mean that my phone is conscious?
Well, I wouldn't recommend you eat it.
Is my phone conscious though?
Probably not.
Right. So just because you can communicate doesn't mean you're conscious. See, you're referring to stimuli and reactions to stimuli. Of course, plants do that. But my phone does that as well. That doesn't equate to sentience.
Yeah, but your
Sentience
phone
requires higher
is being-
processing
your
of
phone
neural
is
network.
your phone is driven by algorithms
Correct.
and connectivity.
Correct.
Yeah, and there are people behind those algorithms and that connectivity.
Right. The point is that they're not.
Okay.
The
So
phones
they've
are not
designed
conscious,
a system where phones can talk to each other.
but they're not
Okay.
conscious. The point is that
Yeah,
they're
but-
not conscious,
Yeah,
just
but
like mushrooms.
nobody is driving mushrooms to have a mycelium network that communicates.
Sure, there is. There are biochemical
No, they do.
algorithms.
They do.
There are biochemical algorithms in your body. Your heart beating is an algorithm, sir. It's just biochemical medium.
You can't. Have you just lost the argument?
Your brain is a biological network that gives rise to an algorithm in your body.
Okay. So if I live somewhere where I can't sustain myself because the land doesn't provide enough vegetables and fruit and stuff like that, and I eat animals, I can still be a vegan?
Yeah, if you have no way of getting plants in your diet to a sufficient degree, that's okay. As long as your moral philosophy aligns with it. You can still not use leather. You can still do the best you can with what you have.
Do you know, I bet if I came into your life, I'd find animal products in your life.
I'm sure you could, sir. They're everywhere. Nobody can eliminate them 100%.
Well, you can.
That's why I said do the best you can with
You
what
can.
you have. Nobody's
Probably
perfect.
probably the clothing that you're wearing contains animal products, right?
No, this is polyester. This is not animal products. This is nylon, not animal products. I don't have animal products on my body, except for my bodysuit.
Okay. Oh, I mean, I could argue that polyester and nylon pollute the environment, which affects animals.
Everything affects animals. The air you're breathing affects animals to some degree.
Yeah.
But
And
again,
you're
that's why I
polluting the
say
air.
do the best with what you have. That's what
Yeah.
veganism means. It doesn't mean be perfect,
Okay.
be God.
Thanks. I
That's
heard
not what
enough.
veganism means.
I heard enough. I heard enough. You're morally superior. You should feel good about that.
What's going on, man?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. I've been listening to live for a couple of minutes. Where I disagree on your, sorry, can you hear me? I don't know if my phone's bugging or not.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, where I disagree with your argument is that animals are sentient.
You don't think animals are sentient?
No.
Okay, what is sentience?
Well, isn't that not still an ongoing topic in philosophy? Like, we don't even understand our own human consciousness. Like,
So this implies that you think we don't know if you're sentient.
as in like
Is this all
100%.
Matrix?
Like,
Is this all the Matrix, sir?
well, no. What I mean
So-
is like we don't understand. Like, we don't fully grasp like what sentience is. Like, because like I'm assuming you're gonna say sentience is experience.
I agree. We
from-
don't have everything figured out about the universe, but I think we can generally say that we are sentient. Can you sense things? Are you aware of things?
Yeah. So is that what
Okay,
our
great.
definition? Okay. Is that what our
If you know
definition
that
of
you're
sentience
aware
is
of
gonna be?
things, can't we look at other animals and go, oh, look, they exhibit the same qualities and behaviors that we do? Cows cry. Cows get depressed. Cows get anxiety. Cows can express love.
How do we know
Those
that?
are all signs of consciousness.
How do we know that cows can do those things?
Because we study their behaviors. We can look at them. We see them. We can live with them.
But how do we know that that's what they're experiencing? Because like, do you like? Okay, basically,
that's
I'm
what
gonna
they're
I'm gonna
exhibiting.
I'm gonna jump
That's
the
what
gun
they're
with where I was
expressing.
going. Sorry, I don't mean to cut it. I'm sorry, I'm talking over you. That's not me. It's hard to discuss during live. Do you know Thomas Nagel's book on what it is like to be a bat?
Now you're going. Yes, I know. I've heard about it, but
Yeah,
you're now
yeah, yeah, yeah.
going.
Do you know where I'm
into-
going with this?
Yeah, but now you're talking about theories of consciousness, and I agree. It's very muddied. What happens? What exactly?
Oh,
consciousness is.
I might be I might be confusing sentience and consciousness. That might be what's happening.
Yeah.
Okay, so another thing is, I guess I wouldn't hold animals to having the same moral weight as like human ethics.
Okay, so you don't think ethics applies to animals?
Yes.
So I can go up to a dog and just start kicking it, smacking it?
All right. Let me rephrase. I don't mean that there's no such thing as like ethics with animals. I mean that I don't hold the same standards that we have with human ethics as we do animal ethics. Like I don't agree with animal abuse. I also but also
Oh wow, you don't agree with animal abuse. So then why do you abuse animals and you pay for
well,
it?
so here's the thing. Animal abuse, in my own opinion, applies to pets. So like the problem with animal abuse is that because an owner of the pet has given moral weight to that object, now it becomes essentially like it's like an extension of the owner itself.
Huh? So you think that pets are extensions of people?
In terms of like that's why you wouldn't abuse a pet. Like you can't abuse a dog because like that's another person. It's not necessarily that the animal itself has the same moral weight as a human. It's more relative to the person that actually owns that pet themselves.
Okay. So you think that it's wrong just to harm dogs, but okay to harm cows. What's the difference?
The difference is that if it's in dogs specifically, if that's a person's pet, like if it's a person's pet dog, then I would don't kick dogs.
So as long as you label this thing a pet, then we shouldn't harm it?
Yes, if it falls under the category of being, if you like give it that category, if it falls under that definition of being a pet, yes, you should not abuse that.
Okay, so you know that cows can be pets, right?
Sure, and if it's a pet cow, then you shouldn't abuse a cow.
Well, how about the dogs that are not pets? Slaughter them?
I mean, that's up to your discretion, bro. Like, I wouldn't generally recommend that, but
No, that's not what I asked you. Do you think it would be morally acceptable for me to slaughter and abuse a dog that is not a pet?
no, because I also don't like. Because when you think about what like dogs are as a species, like how many wild dogs are like they're running around? Like dogs generally are
There's
like they're the
millions.
most
There's
like bred
millions of
species.
stray
Like we
dogs.
control like
There
how
are
dogs are bred.
millions. There are millions of stray dogs out there, sir, right now. Millions.
I wouldn't say I don't think you should slaughter a dog necessarily. I think you should probably send it to the pound because like you go under the assumption that a dog as a
it
species.
doesn't matter about them being their status as a pet is irrelevant.
Well, I would say that like the majority of dogs.
We're back to square
No,
one.
no, because I would say that like the general assumption when you see a dog is that you would assume that it's a person's pet.
Oh, okay. So there's a kind of aesthetic that they exhibit that's familiar to you. Therefore, we get to harm them. We get to save them. But the animals that are not familiar to you, slaughter?
What do you mean, like familiar as in like familiar like as a pet?
They
Like
just look familiar to you.
like but I mean like all animals look familiar. Like I would know what a cow is if I see a cow. So what do you mean? Like
So then
what do
what
you
is
mean?
your point here? What is your point?
My point is that like in general, like 99% of dogs, I would say are proud. They're pets. Like dogs as a species are pets.
Okay, this is so confusing. Okay, so you think it's okay to slaughter the animals that are not normally pets, Is this what you're saying?
Yeah, I wouldn't throw someone in prison for slaughtering an animal that isn't a pet.
Okay. So, all the non-pets you get to slaughter. All the dogs that are not pets, slaughter, correct?
I think the difference is because like animals are bred for the point of being food. Like animals like cows and like pigs and chickens.
Okay,
like those, if it's a species that's bred for the specific purpose of food,
Okay.
then I think that's what its purpose is.
Okay, so what if, let's imagine we bred a bunch of dogs for food. Would that be okay? To eat them and kill them?
I mean, like societies do that, right? Like
Yeah, so yeah.
I mean, it's an animal. Like I don't get it's not.
So are humans. Okay, let's take it up a notch. Let's imagine if we bred a specific amount of people for food to turn them
No,
into
well, I
burgers.
just said I don't get.
Would
the
that be
same-
okay
I don't get the
because we
same
bred them
moral
for a
weight as humans
purpose?
to animals. So like human ethics apply to humans.
I'm asking you, why don't you extend moral consideration to the non-human animals? Why does it stop at humans?
Because they aren't. That stops at humans because that's where because I am a human, I can only relate to human experience. So therefore,
you can relate to pets who are not human.
not really. You can't. No,
Oh.
because you don't you
So now
can't.
it's okay to slaughter pet dogs.
But again, I said that the ethics surrounding pet dogs is not because of the animal itself. It's because of its relation to the person.
Okay, so there's a dog with no relations to any person. Slaughter them, turn them into a burger.
I mean, you can. It doesn't matter.
Okay. So if there's a being with no relation to a person, let's say there's a person, a human being with no relation to anybody else.
Well, no, because I don't
Slaughter
think
them,
that.
turn them to-
No,
turn them
because
into a burger?
a person is a cause themselves. So a person doesn't have to be related to another person in order to have value in this system of ethics. Like them being human,
So a person
them being
has to be,
human
so a
is
dog
what
has to be
constitutes them.
related to a person, but a person doesn't?
Yes, a person doesn't because again
That seems like a contradiction.
no, it's not. It's only a contradiction if you hold humans and animals to the same moral weight, which is what we're discussing.
No, we're not saying that non-human animals and animals are at the same moral weight. What we're saying is that they should still not be harmed. There's sufficient value there, such that they shouldn't be harmed. Like, for example, can you point out the morally relevant distinction between humans and non-human animals, such that we get to slaughter them?
The distinction is that we have no evidence to suggest that they experience the same experience that we do as humans.
Okay, so let's say there's a human being with the same experience as a dog, as a pig. Slaughter the person.
I feel like that's a pointless hypothetical. There is no human being with the experience as a pig, the same experience as a pig.
They're called newborn babies. Pigs, we know, have way more awareness than even babies. Pigs are self-aware. They pass the mirror test.
But they're not. It's not the same. No. You can't justify a pig having the same experience as a human being, as a
So
human
we can.
newborn,
We
because
know-
you don't. No, because you don't know what it's like to be a pig.
I don't know what it's like to be you.
But you can infer because we're the same species and we have the same
I
means
can
of.
infer just as well with pigs. I can infer with pigs and every animal. We are also animals. So on some levels,
We don't
can
even have the
infer
same brains.
that
Though we don't have the
experiencing
same. We don't have the same. We're not made of the same material.
We
Stuff
don't, need
we
to
don't
be-
have
I'm not
brains.
made
We
of
don't,
your material. We don't need to be made of the same thing to understand and infer others' experiences. That's why we understand animals like pigs and cows and chickens are sentient. This is like the consensus. Like, there's no dispute about this.
no. So you think that a pig has the same experience as another person?
No, they have some degree of sentience.
That's what we were just saying earlier, and you were like, "Oh yeah, a newborn baby has the same."
Yeah, there are different levels. A human newborn might have less experience than a pig.
But it's not the same experience as a pig. What do you mean more?
Well,
What do
it's
you mean
still an
greater?
experience
Wait.
that
How are we
is
quantifying
similar to that
experience?
of a baby's.
How are we quantifying experience when we're talking about the experience of consciousness? What do you mean more or less?
the ability to sense things, the ability to feel things, pain sensory, awareness of self-referentiality.
How can you prove that? Wait. How do they have awareness of self? How can you prove that?
They pass the mirror test. They understand that when they look in the mirror, they understand their own bodies.
Is that the same thing as knowing that they themselves exist? Like,
Yeah, they're aware of what's on their bodies. They're aware that they are a self and there's an external world.
you can't prove that from a behavioral test though. 'Cause
Yes,
how
we
could you
absolutely
not?
can. That's what a mirror test does, right? We put something
No,
on an animal.
that's not what a mirror test does.
Yes, it is.
Maybe they have the awareness that they like they have the awareness of themselves, but not to the extent that they don't have the same experience as like, oh, I know that I'm a pig and that I am.
Yeah, I agree. The point is that they have some self-referentiality. They have some self-reference. And so in newborns don't. That develops at 2 or 3 years old. And so again,
Hold on, but then
by that
the mirror test is
standard,
inconsistent
pigs have
because
more
some dogs
awareness.
experience sometimes because I'll go back to the dogs. Some dogs pass the mirror test and some dogs fail the mirror test.
Sure.
Would you say so? Are the dogs that fail it not sentient? Like, is
No,
that
they
like
just have a lower degree of sentience because they exhibit other qualities and features. They can cry. They obviously dream. They obviously have thoughts.
But how can you constitute
they
this
obviously
to what you're
understand time and
experiencing
space.
as a human being? Like I feel like there's a gap that we're not breaching between our own under our own understanding of our own experience versus the experience of another animal.
Of course, our experiences are different. Of course, that animals have lower degrees of sentience, but that doesn't mean that we get to slaughter them because we can find an equivalent human with the same level of experience, a similar level of experience, and we can.
I'm not talking
treat
about
them.
level experience. I'm talking about like categorically, like human experience can only be experienced by a human
Oh
being.
my gosh, I understand that. The point is that animals have experience. They don't want to be slaughtered. They run away from predators. They don't want to die. That's enough to recognize we shouldn't harm them. What justifies harming them if we know they don't want to die?
Well, there's also the talk about practicality. Like it's just not efficient to suddenly remove this entire like stream of nutrition.
Why is it? Oh, are you kidding me? It's way more efficient if the world became vegan. Did you know that if everybody were vegan, we would actually unlock way more food to feed hundreds of millions of people? We could potentially solve world hunger because most of the
What do you
food
mean
we
unlock?
grow,
Like, what do you mean unlock new food?
because most of the food we grow today goes to the animals as feed. Did you know that? We would
I
actually
did
be
not
able
know
to
that.
feed way more people if we just stopped killing the animals. It's way more
So the
efficient.
majority. Do you have a source for that? I know
Sure, there's a study.
I'm genuinely curious. Like, do you
Sure,
have?
it's called Reducing Food's Environmental Impacts to Producers and Consumers. This was a study that demonstrates about 75 or 77% of our land is used for animal feed.
Okay, I can't double check, but no, I'll take your word for it because, I feel like we're having a good faith debate right now. Honestly, like my friend was texting me to talk about the efficiency argument, and I that's not really like the argument I was going with. I was more talking about the sentience. So what? So you're saying that because they display a level of sentience, it's not justified harming them. That's the argument.
Yeah, just like we wouldn't harm a baby even though they have low level of experience.
Well, I wouldn't harm a baby because they have low level experience. I wouldn't harm a baby because it's another it's a human.
Okay, so if we discovered that some people on this planet were a different species, would you think it's okay to slaughter them?
Again, I feel like that's a pointless hypothetical because that wouldn't like. What do you mean? Like, if we discovered another human
what if we
being that were
discovered some? What if we? What
that's
if
like that
tomorrow?
can't happen. That's like inconsistent. That's a contradiction. If it's a human being that's a different species, then it's no longer a human being.
No, there were many different human species before us. Heidelbergensis.
Okay, but right now we're Homo
Erectus,
sapiens. Like we're
habilis,
talking
these
about
all
Homo
very-
sapiens. Like we're talking about.
Right. So, but look at what you said. You said, well, there are species, right?
Mhm.
So if you found out that that some people today were a different species, would you think it's okay to slaughter them?
I guess I would have to concede that because they wouldn't be. They're not human beings at that point. Like they're not. Like they're different. They're not because again,
They're really
if our,
different species.
they're a different species, but I'm saying like human beings, as in like when I'm using the term human beings, I'm talking about Homo sapiens. Like that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's a species of human. There are many other species that are possible, right? Would you slaughter those?
Like, but Neanderthals weren't like humans. They might have been like. It's like trying to say that like
They were human. They were just different species. Look, the whole human thing doesn't work
getting
though.
really semantics.
The whole
I feel
human
like
thing
we
doesn't.
gotta change it.
The whole human thing for you doesn't work anyway because you agreed before that we shouldn't slaughter dogs. Yet they're a different species. They're not human at all, and so you're again.
Well, but I only
another
do you remember
contradiction.
that? But I only said because I said that you shouldn't slaughter dogs because they're in relation to human beings.
Okay,
It's like
how
why
about
it's
the-
like why
how
you
about all the
shouldn't steal.
animals
It's
that
like
are
why
not
you
in
shouldn't
relation?
steal things. It's why you shouldn't break people's property. At that point, like the dog is another human's property.
Okay, I don't think animals are property. Nobody's property.
Well,
But
I mean,
the-
you have
the-
to like when
the
you
point-
when
the
you get a
point is
dog,
that-
like it is your property. Like you have to pay like you pay for it. You have to have it.
That
Like
doesn't mean that that's your property. Animals aren't. They're not objects that you get to keep and own like a piece of
okay, well that I feel like that's where the
house.
disagreement is.
No, I don't think they're property. I disagree. I think they're
Okay.
individuals with their own thoughts and feelings. Just like people, right? People back in the slavery times, they would say that slaves are property. I disagree. I don't think people are property.
Okay. Well,
Um,
I feel like that argument, like people, obviously they had like racists had a terrible argument for that too, because like they're human. Like I would
You
say
also
that
have
like
a
the reason
terrible
why,
argument. You're making the same argument they were making. Oh,
No,
they're
no,
not
no, no.
human. They would make the same argument.
because-
They're not human. They're
no,
not human. Yes,
but they are like slaves, like they were Homo sapiens. They were the same species.
But the point is, you haven't pointed out a distinction between humans and non-human animals that makes us different.
They're not
As
the same
persons,
species.
as individuals.
That is factually.
We're different species, but again, if we discovered that some people living today were a different species, would you think it's okay to slaughter them?
That's an interest. Again, it's an interesting hypothetical, but I don't like. Again, I just don't feel. I don't feel the need to engage with it because again, it's not reality. Like that wouldn't happen. We wouldn't discover.
Look, if you didn't eat breakfast this morning, how would you feel?
Probably hungry.
Oh, look, you can't answer hypotheticals. All of a sudden, it's okay to answer hypotheticals. Why can't you
Well,
do it
because
before?
but that's like relatable because like I didn't eat breakfast and I was hungry until I.
That was a hypothetical. But you
I
answered
know.
that one. You can't
I
answer
feel like
this
I
one.
don't know the point.
Why
Like,
can't you answer
I
this
get it.
one?
Because like me not eating breakfast is like an actual grounded thing in reality that could happen. There wouldn't like
So is humans being different species. That's real. That actually has happened.
millions of years ago, but they died out. Like that's like
Not even millions, thousands of years ago. They were
sorry.
different
Yeah,
species.
yeah, yeah. I was just hyperbole. But that's like there aren't human beings that exist today who are different species. I mean, I get that. I wouldn't say like
But again, see how you're not able to answer the question? Because if you did, your entire logic would crumble to pieces. You see, for me, it's so fucking easy. My answer? Of course not. I would not harm anybody just because they're a different species, or just because they look different from me, or just because they're considered a pet in society, or they're not a pet. To me, it's very simple. Let's be as kind and peaceful as we can to one another. That's what vegans stand for. And what you're standing for is something absurd in my view.
yeah. I feel the same way about like again because it's gonna come down. I like if you're talking about if there are human beings that were a different species, they wouldn't be human beings anymore in my mind.
Well, human means homo, in Latin, homo. That is a genus. It's a family of beings. Species is a subcategory.
But they are different, correct?
So they would still be human. They just wouldn't.
No,
be the
no, no,
same
not under
species.
my definition of human. My definition of human, like the modern human, is a Homo sapien.
That's a particular species. That doesn't mean that that's the only possible human.
Again, I feel like we're getting into semantics again. Yes, technically speaking, yes, they're human beings in the science world, like scientific world, is probably like an umbrella category that because there's like Cro-Magnons, Neanderthals, probably
Okay, so you're gonna answer the hypothetical now, or
Homo
you're gonna keep
erectus.
running away?
But
you're gonna keep running away from it?
again, my definition of human ethics applies to Homo sapiens. So Homo sapiens are the only people that would apply to.
Okay, so you think it'd be okay to grape and slaughter a Homo sapien who looks just like me but is a different species?
Well, no, in the same way, I don't think you should.
Okay, so then human species doesn't matter then. See, you're yet again.
But I think it comes back down to the relation in relation to the person.
What do you mean?
I don't think bestiality is wrong because the animal itself is sentient. I think bestiality is wrong because we as humans just shouldn't do that. Like that's just not good.
What? You don't think it's wrong because people are sentient? You think it's wrong because we shouldn't do it? That's circular. Why is it wrong? Why is it wrong to slaughter somebody?
I'm losing my mind right now. I lost my train of thought like 5 sentences ago, and I've been trying to keep up. I think I might have to. Again, for the people, I'm seeing the comments in the live. I'm not defending people raping animals. God, that's not good. But I need to. Obviously, I came into this a little underprepared. I'll have to think about the arguments more. I don't know if you're doing another live. Maybe I'll come back. Maybe I'll forget about it. I don't know. I had to think about it more clearly.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, that's fair.
But I'll leave it at that. I hope I didn't say anything that was like too crazy in your mind. I feel like we're just gonna have to agree to disagree. I'm gonna think about the arguments. Appreciate you, bro. Have a good night or whatever time it is for you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Peace out.
See, it's just so hard for them to answer questions. For me, it's simple. Yeah, don't harm anybody. It's simple. Simple as that. Don't harm anybody if you don't have to. I don't care what you look like. I don't care your species. I don't care if you're a pet. I don't care if you're a dog. I don't care if you're a chicken. We all deserve peace and happiness in life.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Good. No, I was just coming back to the conversation about the guy that was just talking right now. So like we're just, I guess, because there's different like species, right? So we're Homo sapiens, but don't you think we're just different kinds of predators? We're just a different, like, we're humans, but you know how like a lion could be a predator for like for a lamb or just a different kinds of predators,
Okay, yeah, what's your point? You're saying because we are more powerful and we are predators, therefore we get to slaughter others?
Well, I just think that we're kind of like smart predators in a way. We're just like high level predators, so it's not that it's.
So you're saying because we are more intelligent, we get to slaughter others, correct?
Yeah, because we're different type of predators.
Okay, so you think what justifies slaughtering other beings who are less intelligent is because we are more intelligent?
Right.
Okay, so if there's a person who is very stupid, I get to slaughter them?
No, I'm just saying that it's
what?
We're predators to them.
Yeah, I can be a predator to a person. Oh, yeah, you didn't quite think.
Yeah, but it's like, you get what I mean. I don't know. Never mind. I just wanted to make that point.
Yeah, I don't think the label you put on humans gives us the right to slaughter anybody, whether we're intelligent or more powerful. Might does not make right. I don't think that because we're smarter we get to slaughter others, because this would follow that we get to slaughter people who are dumb.
Right. Okay, well, I just want to say that. Thank you.
Hey, how are you?
Great, how are you?
Doing pretty good. So what would you say to people that say what about the food chain and all the animals that eat other animals?
Yeah, the food chain is, first of all, it's contrived by human beings. It's not. It's a construct. It's not real.
How is it not real?
Because what makes you on top of the food chain? What makes you on this bottom? It's all arbitrary. There's no objective measurement of them. But you can still partake in any kind of food chain and still be vegan. So it's all irrelevant anyway.
Okay, so what about animals in the wild?
What
They
about
eat
them?
other animals, and we
Yeah,
are
what
also animals.
does that mean? Because they do something, we should do it too?
No, but they have the closest thought process to, like, without it being biased. Like, do you get what I'm saying?
No.
So, like, for example, a lion doesn't know right from wrong.
Okay, so that makes it okay to harm them?
So what would carnivores do if we shouldn't eat animals?
Look, I'm not saying we have to go into Africa and stop all the lions. We can't do that. What I'm saying is you can make the choice to just eat something vegan. That's obvious. Why don't you do that? You have the responsibility, you have the ability. Why don't you do it? Hello? Okay. Maybe he got eaten by a lion. All right, say the next victim. Hey, how are you?
Hey, how's it going? What about cannibalism? Say for those that are suffering with nothing to eat, man, and you're just at a dying point, and you have, intentions to just eat another human being.
So you think in survival situations where you have no other option, you get to eat meat?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Veganism doesn't mean starve to death. No, it means do the best you can with what you have. Now let's get back to the actual
So
debate here.
okay,
What do you think justifies slaughtering innocent animals when you do have choices?
it was our given right, the minerals and everything that we're supposed to consume in our body. We need meat.
Okay, what about meat do we need specifically?
Well, steak, for example, that's a lot of minerals that we do need.
Yeah,
It
name
has
the
zinc.
minerals. Name the mineral that we need for meat.
Sir, zinc already. Just we'll label that. Just enough said. You know what I mean?
Zinc is
There,
found in all
there's
kinds of plants, beans, grains,
of
leafy
course.
greens. Okay, so we don't need to eat meat for zinc. What's your next one?
Let's just say for digestion, it kind of does help out the situation, man, because we are meant to eat uh you know meat.
Digestion? You know, meat actually raises your risk of colon cancer.
That is not
How
true,
does
my
that
friend. I have gone
that
through that.
destroys your
I have
digestion?
actually, and I'm still going through it. And eating vegetables, fruits, you can't just do it on that, man. I've been going through this process myself too, and actually, red meat has helped me out so much. It's got benefits.
In what way
So
has it
it
helped
just
you?
the body is meant to consume, right?
We can consume
And
plants. We don't have to consume meat. I don't know what you mean by, oh, it's helping me out. Have you
yeah,
sought a
let's just be
dietitian?
open minded, bro. Like this is for real. We are meant to eat meat. We
But
are meant to
what's
live
your
in
source
survival
on
for
that?
that.
What is your source on that?
It was given to us. I biblically, to me, I've gone through that. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Okay, so you're saying the Bible says it.
Yeah, it just said it actually naturally that we were gonna live off of that, right? Off of the ground, off of just not just vegetables, not just fruit,
Okay,
but we could live off of the meat. And there was certain
what if the
things
Bible
that we can
said
eat and cook.
What if the Bible said
Well,
eat
let's just
people?
say when the
Sir,
sacrifices were,
sir,
sure, when the sacrifices were
sir,
that
sir,
there were offerings of burning the fat,
sir. What if the Bible said eat
uh,
people? Would that be
right?
okay to you?
And then we would be able to consume. So the priest would consume the best of it too, right? I mean, this is common sense too, man. I mean, the
Sir,
body's just meant to eat it.
sir, if the Bible said eat people, would you do it?
Does it?
If the Bible said eat people, would you do it?
I'm not going on ifs, bro. Let's talk logical here, okay? We're
This
talking
is
about what
logical. This is logical, sir.
okay, but you're talking already assumptions
Okay.
and assuming or anything that
Do
you're
you
trying to
do you
put
eat
that's not even happening, bro.
do you eat sir, do you eat
We're
clams and
talking about exactly that. It
sir,
doesn't say that.
sir, listen. Do you eat clams or shellfish?
No, I don't.
Okay, great. So, do you think eating, if the Bible said go ahead eat people, would you do it? Yes or no?
If the Bible would say it, you're just going metaphorically, I guess. Let's just say for goose. Okay, if the Bible says eat people, then I'll do it. How about that one? Because you're talking, funny.
Okay. I can't deal with that. It's fucking crazy. Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great.
So what's like your main reason for saying that it's bad to eat animals?
It's bad to eat animals for the same reason it's bad to eat people. It's harming them, taking their life away.
So you think killing an animal is the same as killing a human?
It's not the same thing in every regard, but it's still morally wrong to kill an animal.
So morally, it's the same thing.
No, I never said it. There's no such thing as the same thing in every circumstance. So there's only differences in moral weight and moral value. The point is that it's still wrong in principle to eat an animal, to harm an animal.
Okay, what makes you
justifies
think
doing
that? That's like based off your moral beliefs, right?
Yeah, because I don't think we should harm sentient beings. Do you?
Okay, well, I think that animals harm each other and eat each other, so it's just a part of natural life.
Okay, so you're going to appeal to nature. Animals do it, so we should too. So I don't.
Not because animals do it. I'm just saying that, like, do you agree that we are animals?
Yeah.
You do? So, in the, like, just natural, like, food cycle that animals eat other animals.
Yeah, I know that. What's your point?
So, I feel like we can still eat animals.
We can still eat animals because others do it.
Yes, because that's a natural, like,
It's
way
natural.
of life. That's natural, yeah.
Okay.
Animals eat
Did you
animals.
know it's also natural for animals to eat their babies? Should we do that too?
No, we shouldn't do that.
Okay, so just because an animal does something, it doesn't make us.
It's not necessarily because the animal does it.
So then, what justifies slaughtering others?
Okay, I'm not going to say others, but I'm saying that it's a natural way of life for predators to eat prey.
I know that, but this is an appeal to nature fallacy. You're saying just because it's natural, therefore it's good. It's also natural for
It doesn't
animals
have to
to
be
grape each
good,
other.
but
It's morally
it's
acceptable.
not unjust.
Right, it's morally acceptable to do it because it's natural. So this applies to grape because animals grape each other in nature too. Do you think it's okay to
Okay, but
grape people?
humans don't do that, and we have laws against that.
But it's natural. It's natural.
No, that's not what I'm saying. You're diverging.
So then what? So then what are you saying then? Is it
I'm
natural
talking about
therefore good or not?
eating.
You're being
I'm
very
talking about
inconsistent
eating.
here.
You said what?
What justifies slaughtering innocent animals?
I just said that it's just a natural process.
Okay.
Predators eat prey.
So you're saying it's natural, therefore it's good. It's acceptable. It's also
What in terms of
this applies
eating?
to grape. This applies to murder. Animals murder each other. Animals rape each other. Does that make it okay for us to do those things because it's natural?
That You're diverging. You're not talking about like being vegan anymore.
What am I diverging from? This is
You're
completely
getting away
relevant.
from
This
the
is completely
you're getting away
relevant to
from
the
the point of
topic.
eating.
You're saying it's natural, therefore it's good. Is it it's also natural to grape in nature.
We
Does
have
that make
laws
it good or
against
bad? Does
that.
that make it good to grape?
No, we have laws against that
Okay,
because
great. So then just because
wait.
something is natural doesn't make it
Can I say
good.
something? Can I say something? We have laws against that because we know that those things are not correct.
Why is it
No
wrong to slaughter
laws.
and grape people if other animals do it in nature?
Could you repeat that? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Grape is natural. Why is it wrong?
Because we know how that makes other people feel.
Oh, there you go. So now you care about how others feel. How do you think
How
it makes an
people
animal
feel.
feel when you slaughter it and remove its head from its body? Does that feel good to the animal or does it feel bad to the animal?
Obviously, it does not feel good. But
Okay, so
wait,
then by your
wait.
logic, it's also wrong to slaughter
Oh,
animals
I'm not
because
done
you
with my
makes
point.
them feel
I'm not
bad.
done with my point. Obviously, it does not feel good to kill an animal, but it happens all the time.
Okay, so does grape. Does that make grape okay because it happens all the time?
Does it happen all the time? I
Grape
eat meat
happens
every day.
every
I
day
eat meat
around
every
the
day. I don't grape
Sir,
every day.
grape occurs all the time around the world. Does that make it okay because it happens all the time?
No, that does not make it okay. There are laws
Okay, so then
against
you
that saying
have
it's
no
okay.
justification for slaughtering
Why
animals.
do you keep going towards grape? I don't understand the
This
correlation
is the
between that.
easiest example to make you understand.
It's not though. It's completely different. There's so many differences.
I know it's different, but it's
It's
analogous.
very different, and it's not a good
But
analogy.
that doesn't
Like,
make
to be
it
frank,
disanalogous because it's a different case. It's still
it's
analogous
not
because they're
just a
both
different
moral
case. It's a
dilemmas.
whole different, like, it's not even in the same umbrella. It's just a whole different thing.
Okay, did you know that you actually pay for the grape of cows? Because
In
cows have
what
to
way?
be forcibly impregnated. Did you know that?
Do I do that voluntarily?
Do you drink milk?
Yes, but
Then
do
then
you think
you're
everybody who drinks milk knows
voluntarily
that?
well then you are voluntarily paying for animals to be great because we have to literally jerk off a bull, insert the semen into the woman cow, and then forcibly impregnate her and forcibly squeeze her breasts to get her milk. Is that
Okay,
great? Isn't
okay.
that great?
Do you think everybody who drinks milk know that?
No, which is a great point. But now you do know it, and now you should stop doing it, right?
Okay, maybe I will, maybe I won't, but that's not my fault.
Okay, great. So if you're aware of the cruelty you're causing, maybe you should stop doing it.
Okay, I don't know if you're speaking facts, so I can't really base off just from what you're saying.
Look it up, research it. This
Okay,
happens all
sure,
the
I will,
time. Standard
but
practice.
regardless, that's not the point. We can eat meat. I feel
Why?
like we
What
can eat meat.
justifies eating meat if there's no morally relevant distinction between humans and
What's
cows?
good for it? It provides us with nutrients.
Okay, but so do plants. And by the way, people can provide you with nutrients. Does that make it good to eat people?
Okay, cannibalism is seen morally wrong everywhere, so
Why? It
that's
gives us nutrients. It gives us nutrients.
so. Are you okay? Is your argument that it's okay to kill people
That's your
if we kill
argument. That is
animals?
your argument. You're saying that it's
No,
okay
I'm
to
not
kill
saying
if
we
it
can
gives
kill
us
people.
nutrients. That's not what I believe.
Wait, sorry, I didn't hear what you just said.
You said it's okay to kill if it gives you nutrients.
No, that's not what I said. I said animals.
Humans are animals.
You know what I mean by animals. There's a clear distinction. You can't even
What's the
talk to a dog.
morally
Can you even
relevant
talk to
distinction?
Can you talk to a cow?
What? No. Can you talk to a baby?
Yes, you can talk to a baby.
Baby,
That baby will eventually be able to talk
Wait,
back to
hold
you.
on. Newborn babies can talk back to you?
It eventually will be able to talk back to you. Yes,
Oh, it eventually will. But what if this baby is disabled such that it will never talk to you?
that's an
Kill it?
exception.
Oh, okay. Well, in that exception, should we slaughter that baby and kill
No,
them?
because the concept
Because they
of
can't speak back to us.
listen. The concept of killing people is wrong.
Why? Why is it
And
wrong to kill a person but wrong to kill an animal? What's the morally relevant distinction?
the way that humans interact with each other, we just don't kill each other. We just don't.
Why not?
We
Why is it
don't
wrong? Why
interact
is it
with
wrong
animals
to
in the
why is it
same
wrong
way
to slaughter people but okay to slaughter animals?
because we interact with each other. Humans work with each other. We've banned it within ourselves.
Okay, so all the people we don't interact with, we get to slaughter?
You're getting like very specific.
Because your argument is
We've made
specific.
laws to you. There's a law to say you cannot kill everybody, isn't there?
We're not talking about legality. We're talking about morality.
Will, why did the law get created in the first place?
Does it matter? The
It
law
does. It
changes.
does. That's the base of the argument.
Sir,
Why
it
did it
was
get created in the
okay,
first
so
place?
you're going to go by legality, okay? So let's do this then.
No.
In the 1800s,
I'm telling
it
you
was
why did.
hold on. You want to talk
Okay,
about
go ahead.
legality? Let's go there, right? You brought it up. In the 1850s, it was legal to own a slave. If you went back in time to 1850, would you own a slave and think that's okay? Because it was legal.
If I was back in the 1850s, which you're throwing out hypotheticals,
Yes or no, sir? Yes or no? Would you think it's okay to own a slave?
I
If
might.
it's
I don't know.
legal.
I don't know what would happen. I don't know who I would be.
You
It
don't
would
know
be
if you
viewed
think you don't know
differently.
if owning a slave is bad or good?
Listen, the way I was grown, the way I was raised, my moral beliefs would be based off other people and my parents.
No. If you went back in time knowing everything you know today, would you
Yes, I
think
would
it's
think it was
good?
wrong.
There you go.
How can I put
Even
myself
though it was
today in the
legal, even
past?
though it was legal, it's still wrong. So
How
that's why
can I put?
legality is irrelevant. Try again.
Okay. Look, you just put a hypothetical where you put me from current state all the way back in time.
To show you that legality is irrelevant.
How is
It
that?
could be because something could be illegal today but be morally okay. Something could also be legal but be morally wrong.
Okay. So you're saying
So let's
morally
go back
wrong.
to morality. That's all that matters here.
Okay. I know. But it's morally wrong, right? Why do you think people made laws banning against killing other people?
Because it's morally wrong to do so. We understand that there's morality to it, but it's not
Okay.
just morality. There's other societal issues with that, right? There's legal issues with it. But again, morality does not always dictate legality, the vice versa. The point is that we're
Okay.
talking
Let's
purely
go
about
back to
morality
morality.
right now. We're talking purely about morality. What
Okay,
is
we can
morally
go back to
good?
morality. Okay, I think it's okay to kill an animal for food.
Okay, so I can kill a person for food. I can kill you for food. You're an animal.
No.
Well, then there's a contradiction.
Okay,
You're saying it's good and wrong to kill a person, to kill an animal. Well, which is it?
no, because
You're contradictory.
okay, look.
Inconsistent. You're stuck at every corner because you
No,
have no
can I say
justification.
something? Because I think there's a very clear difference in our beliefs. I'm not putting animals. When I say animals, I'm not people. I'm not putting them at the same level as humans. I just don't view them the same way morally.
There are some animals I think are way less valuable than people. There's also some people that are way less valuable than animals. But that
Bad
doesn't stop
people.
me. That doesn't stop the fact that I think it's wrong to kill anybody, regardless of how I value you, up to a sufficient amount, right? I think that animals are sentient, and that's enough. Just like a person, they're sentient. That's enough to not want to slaughter them.
So you just view do you just view them on the same level as humans? You view
No,
them with the same
not in
value.
every case. There's obviously different values. I
We're
give
not talking about
people
exceptions
values.
though. We're don't get too specific.
Generally, I hold humans to a higher moral value, but not all the time. That's irrelevant to the fact that I
Not
don't
all the
think I
time.
think
That's
it's
an
equally
exception.
wrong. I still think it's wrong in both cases to slaughter a person or an animal.
What? So you said okay. Wait. Generally, let's go back to generally. You said
Look, here's an example. Do you value is your grandmother still alive?
yes.
Do you value your grandmother more than a homeless person in another country?
No, I don't.
So you value the stranger the same as your grandma?
Yeah, all humans are equal.
That's not what I asked you. I asked you, do you value them morally the same way?
What do you mean as Yes, I think they are. A human's life is just as valuable as another.
Okay, so okay. How about let's do this? This homeless person who just kicked you in the face, do you value them? You value them the same as your grandma?
So morally, I was taught with forgiveness. So yes, their life is still as valuable as my grandma's
That's
life.
not what I asked you. Not their life. I asked you, do you morally value that person the same way?
Okay, what's the difference between morally valuing somebody's life and morally value them? Just
Because we're talking about the context of morality, right? Would you
Yeah, what do you
morally
mean by
treat
that?
Would you morally treat this person the same way?
Would I treat
Or
them?
would you morally value them the same way?
What do you mean by value them?
Would you
I said
morally
value a
them?
human's
Would you
life,
give
and
them
you
the,
said
would you
that's
give them the
not
same value morally?
give them the same value. Yes, two human lives are equal. I don't understand what you're trying to say. You're just shaking
Okay.
your head. You're not making
Let's try
sense.
this then. A dog. Do you think we should slaughter dogs?
Do I think we should slaughter dogs? Okay, do I think we should slaughter dogs? I don't think we should slaughter them. But if somebody
Okay. Do you value
wait,
dogs less or more than humans?
okay. You said sorry, what did you say again?
Do you value dogs less or more than humans?
I value them less than
But
humans.
you still wouldn't kill them. See how you could have different values of levels of value and still hold to the
No,
same
because
principle.
I
But
said
they shouldn't be
I said we
harmed.
shouldn't slaughter them.
Exactly. You
But
shouldn't slaughter
if
them.
it got to the point, wait, if
You're
it
not listening to me, sir. You're not listening to me.
okay, say what you have to say, because I didn't
We
get to finish.
just agreed that even though you value this being less, you still think equally they should not be slaughtered. The same applies to what I'm telling you with the animals, with cows and pigs and chickens. Even though we might value them less, we shouldn't slaughter them, just like we shouldn't slaughter a person.
Okay, we valued cows and pigs and such right now for food. I said we shouldn't slaughter
Oh my
dogs.
God,
Wait,
how old are you? Are you above 18?
yes, I am. Can I say something?
Okay. What
You
justifies slaughtering cows
wait,
but not dogs?
hold on. You said we slaughter them. We slaughter them for food, correct?
Yeah, what justifies slaughtering
And then
cows but
if
not
it,
dogs?
I saying we shouldn't slaughter the dog, but if it got to the point, I think for food, it would be okay.
So what justifies it is the fact that we turn them into food, correct?
Yeah, that's why we do it.
Okay, so if I turned your body into food, that would be okay?
Okay, so now we're just going into circles.
Yeah, because you don't have a morally relevant distinction. You haven't pointed it out between humans and non-humans. This is
I don't
why I'm
have a
vegan. There is no distinction. There's no difference. That's the whole point.
There's no difference between humans and
There's
non-humans.
no morally relevant difference.
You keep using the word morally relevant. You're not defining it clearly, though.
I don't know how to make it simpler. Morally relevant. You know what morality is, right?
I do.
Okay, you know what value is, right?
I went to that before, and then you said I was wrong. So could you just explain that to me again?
Value is like the sense of status we give somebody or something
Like to their life, right?
to their being morally,
Yes, to their life. Like,
to their whole being, not just their life, their whole being. But yeah,
okay. So I'm saying, yeah, I think there's a distinction between the human and
what is the
non-human
morally
morally.
relevant distinction that makes it okay to slaughter a cow but not a dog?
To slaughter a cow but not a dog. Okay, so before I said if there were no cows, then I would think it's rational to slaughter a dog.
I'm sorry, say it again.
We don't use dogs. Exactly. We don't use dogs for food because we already have cows.
Oh my
Get
god. Oh my god. What is the trait that is lacking in cows that dogs have that makes it okay to slaughter the cow but not the dog?
okay. When I said we shouldn't slaughter dogs, I'm saying there's no value that it brings to us to slaughter a dog. I was trying to say that before, but you didn't let me
What do you mean
finish.
there's no value? You can get food from their body.
But we already get food from cows.
Let's say there's no more cows in existence.
Yes,
Would it be okay to slaughter dogs because
for
of
food.
food?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Would it be okay to slaughter a person for food?
No.
Why not?
Because there is a distinction between
What is the
humans
distinction?
and
What is
non.
it? What is it?
We
What's the
have
trait? Name the
we
trait.
have
Name the
such a
trait.
higher intelligence. We
Name.
interact with each other.
Ah,
We
there it
use
is.
each other.
Intelligence. Intelligence. So you're saying if we're more intelligent, we get to slaughter the less intelligent.
We are the predator and they are the prey. That's just
Okay,
how it
great. So you're
works.
saying because we're more intelligent, we are predators, we get to slaughter
It's
them,
not
correct?
just intelligence. There's so
So
many
what
other
else is it?
factors.
What else is
It's
it?
just who. It's yourself. Like that's like
What the
we're all.
what is
It's
the
our
trait?
species.
What is the trait? Name the
There's so
trait.
many traits. There are so many
Name them.
traits.
Name them. I'm
I can
listening.
talk to you right now. We have there was higher intelligence pointed out. We interact with each other.
Okay.
There's so
Higher
many
intelligence.
traits.
What?
You don't have to list them out on your fingers because when you get
Yes, we do. I
specific,
want to go one by one and debunk them all. You said intelligence. Would it be okay for me to kill less intelligent humans?
humans, I'm viewing humans as the same species. And I'm saying
If there's a human who is just as intelligent as a pig, do you think we get to slaughter that person?
humans as a species, you keep pointing to exceptions.
So it doesn't matter. So the intelligence doesn't matter. What matters is that the species matters. Correct?
Yes, clearly, if they're a human, we should not slaughter them for food.
Okay. So all that matters is if they're human. If they're the human species that we are.
Yes.
Okay. So if there is a dog, you can rape it and slaughter and murder it. They're different species.
Why do you keep going towards rape and
Because
murder?
they're a different species. You said
No, but
it
that's
doesn't
not what we're
matter.
talking about.
As long as they're human, you can save them. But if they're a different species, slaughter them.
No,
This is your
no,
argument. This is your
you're twisting
argument.
my words. You're
I'm
twisting
not
my
just saying.
words.
Do you answer the fucking question? Do you think it's okay to slaughter dogs?
Okay, now we're just going back. Now
We're going in circles because you can't point out the actual distinction.
I told you so many things, and then I said
You
if they're
told me
not,
intelligence. You told me interactions. But guess what? I can find an equally intelligent pig and an equally intelligent person. Would you think it's okay to slaughter that person? No.
and then I
So
said species.
intelligence is gone. Intelligence cancels out. That's
It
not.
doesn't. It doesn't because
It does cancel
you
out because
constantly point to
intelligence doesn't
exceptions.
matter. Please. When you say we're more intelligent, therefore we get to kill them, I can point out a person who is just as intelligent as a pig. Therefore, the traits are equalized. We equalize them. In math, this is called canceling out. It cancels out, and it goes to zero. So that trait you named, intelligence, cancels out because I equalized them. Go back down to interactions. Would you think it's okay to slaughter people who we don't interact with at all?
Okay, like I said, you keep pointing towards exceptions. The human
Well, then,
species,
if you
I'm
can't
viewing them.
account for the exceptions, you don't have a you don't have a justification because there are
The
exceptions to that.
justification that you cannot kill humans is based off the fact that the general species has these certain traits. We cannot
Okay,
kill this species.
so if there's a general species of humans who are not our species, they're a different species, but they look like us, but
There's a
way
different
less
species of
intelligent.
humans.
Yeah,
That's
they
such
look
a
like.
ridiculous hypothetical, and I feel like you know it.
Oh my God, here we go again. You know that humans are one of many other species that have existed, right?
Or one of many other species. Yeah,
Yeah, there's other
obviously.
there were other humans before us that were different species.
Okay, your point is.
It's logical. There's no logical contradiction in what I'm saying. Okay?
That's not a like good hypothetical.
Why is it a
I,
bad hypothetical? Why?
okay, can you explain to me more about what you mean by there's other human species? You're talking about
There
evolution?
are other beings that are a different species from us, but they're still human. Human is a genus, not a species. We are Homo sapiens. There are other human species out there that could potentially exist.
Like what?
Let's call them Homo sapiens. They look just like us, but they're less intelligent. Generally, they have the intelligence of that of a pig. Should we get to slaughter them and turn them into a burger?
Okay, I don't know if you're speaking the truth right now, because...
It's a hypothetical, sir.
Okay, so you're saying this is a hypothetical?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm not talking about hypotheticals.
If you didn't eat
And
breakfast,
it's not a good
if you didn't eat
hypothetical.
breakfast this morning, how would you feel if you didn't eat breakfast this morning?
I didn't.
How would you feel if you did?
Fine.
Oh, it looks like now you can answer hypotheticals.
No, because you're saying a
2 seconds ago you couldn't,
human...
but now all of a sudden you can answer hypotheticals.
Wait.
Wow.
You
What
said
a crazy
you said
thinker.
not
Crazy
you said not
theory.
a human species, but a human.
Yes, human is a
What
genus.
does that mean? A
Human
homo...
is an
You know
umbrella
I'm talking about
category.
Homo sapiens.
Taxonomically, human is a genus, an umbrella term that encompasses various different species below it as a subcategory. There are Homo sapiens, that's us. There are Homo erectus, Homo heidelbergensis, Homo habilis, Homo,
Are these
all kinds of
hypotheticals?
Homo. These are all human beings that have
Are they
existed.
are these hypotheticals or you're mentioning right now?
Those are real human species that have existed.
Okay, well, I was clearly not talking about them. I'm talking about me and you, Homo sapiens.
Okay, so let's talk about a hypothetical scenario when there's a different species of humans who are just as intelligent collectively as pigs. Should we get to slaughter them?
Do they interact with us?
No.
They don't interact with us.
Nope.
And they're just as smart as pigs.
Yep. Slaughter them, turn them into burgers?
Okay, listen, I can't give you an answer on that because
Okay.
that's
I knew
just
it.
such I can't distinct them between the non-humans.
I can't do this anymore. See just listen to the mental gymnastics that has to happen. I can't answer that. That hypothetical that well, you can harm these guys to their pets, but you can't harm them. See how much simpler it is to just be vegan and just say, hey, yeah, it's wrong to harm anybody. Far more consistent, far better, more ethical. That's why I'm vegan. I can easily answer those questions. The answer is no, it's wrong to harm anybody, even if they're a different species. No matter how intelligent somebody is, no matter how dumb somebody is, no matter how... It's all wrong to do that. They're all sentient individuals who have life and experience that are very valuable to us. We understand. Dogs and cats have experiences that we cherish. All I'm saying is this should extend to the other animals. Cows, pigs, chickens, they all have rich experience of life, just as we do, and our pets do. There's no reason to harm them. You know. This guy says, I'm cooking, bro. All right, let's get you in here. I like the confidence.
As I was saying, this is what I was saying in the chat, right? So our natural prey, right? Our natural prey would be a cow, right? It is not unethical to eat a cow because that is our natural prey. It is unethical to eat a human, another human, for a human to kill a human, or a human to kill a sick human, or all sorts of stuff because that is our species. That is
Okay,
our
what
own.
makes you think they're a natural prey?
It's our natural prey because that's what we hunted. That's what we hunt. We hunt, whether that's gazelle, whether that's whatever, whether we're primitive animals, whatever you want to say.
But sir, our ancestors have hunted other people.
Okay, yeah, and if they've hunted other people, other indigenous people, other people that are not our exact species, I wouldn't say that's unethical because that's what we had to do to survive. That is not our.
No. Homo sapiens have done this in the past. They've hunted each other.
Okay, and back then when
Cannibalism
we didn't have
happens
moral
still today.
compass.
Please, sir.
No, back then when we didn't have moral compass. No, back then when we didn't.
Hold on.
No, because you're rage baiting, bro.
See, cannibalism happens even today in tribes.
Yeah, and
By
that's
your
not
logic,
unethical.
hold on. By your logic, humans are natural prey to other humans. Hence,
No,
they
not
get to slaughter other
always.
humans. This
Not
is your
always.
logic.
Not always. I never said no. You are black and white thinking.
So then, why is it wrong to hunt humans even though they're our natural prey? But it's
Because
okay to
you
do
have
that.
your black and white thinking says all humans can be hunted because I said some humans can be hunted. What I'm saying is in some tribes where, it's indigenous, if that's their moral compass, if that's what they've always done, that's part of their culture. That's something that they are allowed to do, and that's moral.
Okay, so if it was part of our culture just to eat other people,
Not our. You're saying our. I'm saying indigenous. Indigenous.
Sir, is it part of your culture to hunt cows?
It's not part of my specific
so then
culture.
you can't appeal to culture.
Okay,
in certain
wait.
cases.
So I can't appeal to culture. I can't appeal to the indigenous culture, but you're going black and.
Inconsistent, sir. Please, you're yapping way too much. You're not listening. The first thing you said when you came up here was that it's natural prey to hunt cows. First of all, we never hunt cows. Cows are domesticated. They're not wild. Then I asked you, how about humans? They were once hunted by other humans. You said, well, that's their culture. Right? That makes it okay. But our culture, we don't hunt cows either. So why is it okay to do it? What is actually justifying it consistently? Try again.
I'm justifying it because that's something that we've done. That's something that we continue to do as a main population, as a whole population, whether that's before industrial stuff, when, all cows get sent to farms, all that, mass production and all that. Before all that, yes, people, had to go out and do that. And that has continued to, unfortunately, people, big corporations and all that control all the meat, big meat, whatever you want to call it. They control all that. So right now, yes, there's no access to going out and hunting. There's no access to going.
Okay, I heard you.
No, you're talking over me, bro. Why are you? So let me talk.
Okay, so
Let me
said
talk.
because we did it was traditional. We've done it for so long. That makes it okay, correct?
Yes, because we've done traditional. Yes.
Okay, you know that slavery was traditional.
Yes, slavery was traditional. Slavery still happens.
So does that make slavery good?
No, it doesn't make slavery good necessarily, but there are still some aspects.
See, your logic collapses. It's contradictory. It's inconsistent. You can't say it's traditional and then, in this case, it's not. You're inconsistent. What actually justifies harming others? Hello? Hello? Oh, okay. Man, he was so confident and arrogant in the comment section. Who else wants to cook me? Let me in, I'll cook you with facts. Now everybody's saying it in the comments, I'll cook you. Everybody's saying it now. This guy was very vocal.
Wait. Yo, hello?
Hi.
All right, so basically, my main argument is that vegans are nutritionally deficient.
Okay, so can you name the nutrients that I cannot get as a vegan?
Okay, K2, vitamin A, B12, calcium, zinc, iron, magnesium.
Okay, let's go one by one and debunk all these.
Okay, so first of all, I know what you're gonna say.
Hold on. Let me
No, you
talk.
can only get K1, not K2. You can only get beta carotene, not vitamin A.
Okay. Hold on. So K1 converts to K2 on our bodies with
Okay, and it has a half-life of 1 hour.
Hold on, sir. K1 converts to K2 in our bodies in sufficient quantities. So yes, you can get K2. Secondly, you said vitamin A. Yes, beta carotene converts to vitamin A in retinal form. And again, if you're getting sufficient beta carotene, you're going to get sufficient vitamin A. It's not an issue. Then you said B12.
B12
is
yeah,
found in it's found in mushrooms. It's found in certain leafy greens.
No, it's not. It's literally not. There's other B vitamins, not B12. And wait, first of all,
B12 is
you said
found
K1.
Please, sir, please, you have to let me speak and address your point. B12 is not found exclusively in animal products. It's made by bacteria. That's why even mushrooms have it. That's why any animal, any plant can have B12. It's just that we sanitize our food supply today. Destroys the bacteria. But B12 is found in mushrooms naturally, and we can supplement it. It's also in fortified foods, nutritional yeast. It has a bunch of it. Then you said vitamin, I think D. D is also found in mushrooms. It's also created by the sun. You can get it from sun. And then you said calcium. Calcium is also found in leafy green vegetables. It's also found in beans in some quantities, and some fruits have it. Oranges have some calcium. Let's see, what else you say? Zinc or iron? Both of those are found in leafy green vegetables, especially iron in spinach. And beans and grains also have zinc. And nuts and seeds also have those things. Any others?
All right, so you said K1. K1, literally, no, look it up right now on your computer. Look up the half-life of K1 compared to K2. And then look up, look up the bioavailability. Yeah, I'm telling you to look it up on your computer right now.
Yeah, what's your source that I cannot get enough K2 as a vegan?
I'm telling you, because you can't get K2, you can get K1.
That's not a source. Try again. What's your source?
I'm telling you to look it up in front of the
Try again. What's your source? The Epic Oxford study, the Adventist Health 2 study,
Okay, so name what the studies say, the conclusion of the study.
Well, those studies are about health outcomes. Those studies are talking about health outcomes, which are better in vegans. They have low rates of heart disease, low rates of cancer. The nutrition, the plant-based diets deemed by various organizations, nutritional organizations, are said to be suitable for all stages of life, and there's no missing nutrients. So try again. Try to give me a source this time.
I'm telling you because I can't give a source on a live. Like I can't pull up like a specific link or something.
Well, then I have no reason to believe you then.
Well, I'm telling you to look it up on live.
I did look it up
because
there's no source that says you
show
have
the
to
live.
K2.
Show the live K2 versus K1. And then show the live how you can get K2, which is an animal fat, versus K1, which is
K2
plants.
is produced in our bodies.
And okay, and then how much? Is it produced enough?
In sufficient quantities, because there's no evidence it's missing. If you're getting enough K1, you have no source that shows that you're lacking it as a vegan.
Because you're too scared to look it up, because you know if you show the live, you're going to be proved wrong.
You're making us
Then
claim.
show the live.
The burden is
can't-
on.
okay, first of all-
No. Shh. The burden is on you to demonstrate your claim that I cannot get enough. That's your burden. I want a source. If you don't have a source, we have no reason to take you seriously. Try again.
All right. So if you're too scared to look it up, I'll just do it on another device because.
Thank you.
All right. because I can't do it on my phone right now, and clearly I can't do it on live. So hold on.
That's your problem, not mine.
Like,
how am I supposed to?
How am I supposed to show you a link when I'm talking to you on a live stream?
Well, I came prepared. You didn't.
Yeah, sure, bro. All right.
You're going to give me a source that shows vegans
Yeah, I'll give you a source.
cannot get enough K2?
Yep.
Wow. Really? This is going to be a breakthrough in the nutritional community. Really excited to see this.
It's not a breakthrough. It's actually like well known.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay. I'd love to see the source.
All right. Okay,
Is the source sourcing yet?
bro. All right. I'm looking up a study.
Take your time.
All right, this is from wait. This is on PubMed. I can send this to you in DMs if you want, because I know you're just gonna say it's like
Yeah.
not true or
what is it?
whatever.
What is the study called?
All right. Assessing the roles of retinol, vitamin K2, carnitine, and creatine in plant-based diets.
Assessing the roles of K2,
Retinol, K2, carnitine,
retinol.
and creatine in plant-based
Carnitine.
diets.
Okay, and what does it demonstrate?
Well, hold on. Because
I got it up. Okay, it's a narrative review. Current evidence does not indicate that the absence of these non-essential nutrients adversely affects health. The
that
study
makes literally
demonstrates what I'm saying. This study proves me right.
no. Your claim was that you can get them from plant-based diets. Now you're saying that you don't need them to live a healthy lifestyle. That's literally like the opposite of what you just said.
Yeah, you don't need them to live a healthy lifestyle.
Okay, that's
Your
not what you
body
said
creates it.
originally, though. You literally just lied. You said that you can
You
get
don't
it from
need them
plants, and I
from.
told you you can't, and then you said that you can. Now, what the
Oh my
fuck are you
God, you
saying?
don't need them from meat. You can get that from your body. You convert it in your body. That's the point. That's why it's
The
non.
study just said that you can't get it from plant-based sources, but you said that you read something and you don't need it for your
Oh,
health.
if you,
Even though, hold on, wait. Vitamin K2 is literally essential for bone health, especially if you're in a development stage of your life. And
oh, sure. If you go down to 2.2 in your study or the vitamin K2 section, it says dietary sources of vitamin K2 include fermented plant foods. Ooh,
all right, let
ooh,
me see.
ooh, ooh.
Hold on.
Section 2.2.
So is that MK4,
Ooh.
which is not? Hold
No,
on.
it says K2. Ooh. Ouchie.
Well, let me see what you're talking about.
Yeah, you should see that. You should definitely see that, what I'm talking about. Bro cooked himself, man.
Your arguments don't even make any sense.
Bro cooked
You're
himself.
switching it every single
In
time.
the comments, you're like, let me cook you, but you cooked yourself.
No, I didn't.
Your study debunks your own claim that you can't get it from plant sources. It says the opposite. You're just
Yeah, not in any meaningful
coping
amounts. I
big
mean,
time. You're
look
just
up.
coping big time.
What are you talking about? You can't get K2 in plants in any meaningful amount. That was
It's right
the
there.
purpose of my
Dietary
argument.
sources include fermented plant foods.
Okay, and it's in
Okay.
tiny amounts compared to like
Okay.
animal products. And what about
You don't have to
anti-nutrients?
allocate. You don't
Anti-nutrients in
have.
leafy greens.
Did you just say anti-nutrients?
Yeah,
Oh
oxalates,
my
phytic
God.
acid.
Okay.
Oxalates bind with calcium. Phytic acid
Okay.
lowers the absorption of zinc, iron.
Yeah.
Oxalates lower absorption of calcium.
Yeah.
That's
You know
literally in
that.
spinach.
You know that we can cook spinach, right? And destroy the oxalates.
Okay, and what about something like a salad? Do
Man, you
you
did not come
always
prepared
cook? Do
today,
you not eat
brother.
any raw vegetables at all? Like at
Man,
all?
brother, you did not come prepared.
I just asked you a question. Do you eat raw vegetables? Yes or no?
Yeah.
So you eat anti-nutrients. So what are you
No,
talking about? You can cook it.
not all foods have anti-nutrients in them. Number two,
Well, okay,
the
do you not
studies
eat
that we have
salads?
on people, hold on, the studies we have on people that do eat vegan diets with anti-nutrients, we find that they're actually healthier. And so there's no need to be concerned about anti-nutrients.
Okay, you could use some stupid association study that's probably like funded by
No, these
some.
are cohort studies. These are
Okay,
meta-analyses.
and are the people who are eating animal products eating like high quality, or are they eating something like fast food?
They're
That's
eating,
obviously a very big
yeah,
difference.
the Epic
But they,
Oxford
but
study, the Adventist Health 2 study, they go through that, their people's diets, and they show
are
you,
you
yeah.
sure they go through like if they eat processed foods? It's like
Yes,
no one's gonna, no
they
one is
count
gonna
for, they factor in
say,
those foods.
okay, then show me the study, and show me how it says that they factor in whether the person is eating like high quality meat versus low quality factory farm
Not
meats.
meat, but yes, meat is
No,
involved,
you
right?
said vegans are healthier compared
Yes,
to other.
vegans have better health outcomes.
Okay, so I'm asking you to show me a study
But
which
okay, so
compares vegans
so
and
you can
people who
see,
are not eating
so you
like
can
bad
see that I
quality
can get
meats.
vitamin K2 just fine as a vegan, right?
No, you can't. K1 is
Where's your
like
source
the.
on that then? No, look, you're gonna
Okay,
pivot.
first of all, you're just completely ignoring what I just said because you know you're not going to be able to find that study that says that takes into those things into account. You know that, so you just completely like acted like I didn't say it. Now you're talking about
Just
K2.
because you
First of all,
say something doesn't make it
okay,
false. But
K2, like the majority of K2 in people's diets come from animal foods, not from like you might be able to get
K2,
some from, hold on, you might be able to get some from sauerkraut or something. K1, which is like
you also can convert it
hold
from
on.
K1. Plus, you
Yeah, and
you
do you know,
get fermented
okay, do you know the
foods. You're gonna
half-life
get
of K1?
Sir, please,
Hold on,
please.
do you know the
Have to
half-life of,
stop. You have to listen. K1 converts to K2. And if you really are concerned, you can eat fermented plants and get enough K2 as a vegan. Period. Period. Secondly, you asked for my source. The Adventist Health 2 study, look that up. And this study looked at reduced mortality with nuts, fruits, cereal fibers, polyunsaturated fatty acids, green salads. And they go through the different scores, right? Associated with increased mortality have been found from high glycemic load, meat, red meat, processed meat, eggs, potatoes, all the above. They account for the types of meats and they find still lower health outcomes even with eating red meat versus vegan diets. Okay, so there you go. I gave you my source. Now try again.
and I told you why your source, it doesn't really matter because when people say that they eat red meat, for example, they can be talking about something like fast food, which obviously has other like harmful ingredients. Okay, what do you mean no? Where in the study does it say that?
It says red meat. It was not processed. It's unprocessed red meat.
Where does it say it's unprocessed? Red meat is red meat regardless if it's processed or not.
It says in the study, unprocessed red meat.
Where does it say that?
Go down to where it says conclusions.
Okay, let me see.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about. It does not say anything about unprocessed red meat in the conclusion.
Oh my God. What study are you looking at?
Adventist Health Study 2.
Okay. If you click on the site, the link where it says red meat, it gives you two hyperlinks, right? One says red meat consumption and mortality. You click that, and those studies looked at unprocessed red meat. The one that says, here, I'll give you it's called red meat consumption and mortality, results from two prospective cohort studies. That one mentions directly unprocessed red meat. And it's still found it's associated with increased total risk of CVD, cancer, and mortality.
All right, hold on. Let me find it.
You want me to show the camera?
Yeah. We can't see anything.
Okay, so red meat consumption and mortality results from two prospective cohort studies. Right here. After multivariate adjustment, 1 serving per day increase was for unprocessed red meat and processed red meat. See it?
Yeah, hold on.
Unprocessed red meat. They were associated with increase in CVD mortality and cancer mortality. You see it?
Yeah. Wait.
Okay, great. See, now here's the conclusion. Red meat consumption is associated with an increased risk of total CVD, cancer, mortality.
Okay, people don't only have to eat red meat. Like there's other types of meat.
So now you're gonna move the goalpost.
Well, I never said people should only be eating red meat. I said people should be eating animal products in general.
Oh, okay. So you can see that red meat is raising risk of cancer?
Probably if people eat too much of it, maybe, but so do
One serving?
a lot of other
It
things.
says 1 serving in there.
Okay,
The study
and
says 1 serving.
how much of an increase in risk was it compared to just eating a vegan diet? Do you have those numbers, yes or no?
Yeah, 7 to 19% lower mortality risk on a vegan diet. Right. So yeah.
Okay, wait. Is that compared to the unprocessed red meat?
Yeah. Substituting red meat with vegan food lowers your rate of mortality by up to 20%. That's one serving. That's 1 serving.
Okay, still, it doesn't matter. You don't have to only eat red meat.
Okay, so you're gonna shift the goalpost down.
I never said you only have to eat red meat. There's other products that you can eat, like fish or chicken, which don't have too much saturated fat, which is obviously what the study is referencing.
No, the study, fish also has been shown to slightly raise your risk of disease too.
Okay, how? What? I'm not talking about association studies. I'm talking about what in fish causes an increased risk of mortality.
First of all,
don't give me an association study.
First of all, there's heavy metals in fish now, especially, but also.
Okay, and what about? All right, wait.
Cholesterol and IGF-1 hormone.
Okay, omega-3s are in fish, and hold on, and there's also immense amounts of pesticides, PFAs, that are found in literally every single vegetable and fruit because of
Lower amounts, though. There's lower amounts of it in vegetables versus fish and animal products. It's more concentrated there.
you're saying there's more pesticides in animal products than vegetables, which are literally the things that are sprayed with it.
Yeah, because animal products are concentrated forms of it.
No, it's
The
not.
animal,
That's
think of how much
that's
food that the cow is eating. All the
okay. And
pesticides.
where okay,
Where do you think all the pesticides go? In their body.
and does it end up in their meat, or is that just pseudoscience?
Yeah, it ends up in their body, which is meat.
All right, let's see if that's true.
It's true.
And then what about compared to vegetables? Let's.
Probably
All I
lower.
see is that
Like, probably
it can
lower.
be huh?
Probably lower.
All right, let me look it up.
Vegetarians often have lower overall exposure to pesticides. They often eat more organic products. Fruits.
And do you
have more
think the average
surface
person is
residue.
going to be able to afford like organic
Oh my God.
vegetables and fruits?
Can I finish the sentence? So while fruits and vegetables can have higher surface residues, meat, dairy, and eggs have accumulated fat-soluble pesticides, which are concentrated. The same thing I just told you says it right there. I mean, look, you're getting destroyed at every corner. Like, you have nothing.
Like, all right. I would have to see a study on this because this doesn't really make
Okay,
much sense.
good. Learn,
Huh?
go read, go learn about this, right? Go learn more. See, you've all you've done is hear carnivore influencers on TikTok and Instagram who say anti-nutrients bad, but you haven't actually learned about what they're saying. You haven't actually learned the research.
Okay, then try and debunk the anti-nutrient argument, like oxalates and phytic acid.
Oxalates
Like,
have been
why-
shown to have anti-cancerous properties in some
They
quantity.
literally make kidney stones when they bind to
When you
calcium.
eat too much of it, which, by the way, kidney stones also form from animal products. When you eat a lot of meat and high protein. But oxalates, so if you're eating low amounts of oxalates, you're going to be fine by cooking your food.
Yeah, but people eat raw vegetables all the time.
Yeah, they're
Like-
they're at higher risk of kidney stones, but that's
That's
why
what
you're
my
supposed
point
to
is.
cook your food. Don't eat raw all the time.
All right. And okay, how are you gonna expect people to have like mostly organic cooked vegetables? Like that literally doesn't make any fucking sense.
Most
Like most
people on the
people
planet
literally eat
cook their
raw
food.
vegetables
Why is cooking somehow impossible?
because
Everybody cooks
vegetables are
their
normally
everybody
eaten
cooks
cooked.
their food. Everybody cooks their food. Well, it's not that hard to cook your food. What are you talking about?
And the oxalates are still present even when you cook them. It doesn't matter.
But they're less. See, your body can handle about 200 milligrams of it.
Yeah, well, when all you're eating is vegetables, you're gonna have like higher amounts of it.
No, not all vegetables have oxalates. It's mostly
Yeah,
spinach,
some have other anti-nutrients.
but they're way less, like lectins in tomatoes. You also should cook them, but also there's very small, they're very low in lectins that eat a tomato a day, you're going to be fine.
And like, what fat sources would you have? Like, what nuts,
Nuts, seeds, beans.
which
right?
have phytic acid?
That's why you
And
cook them.
do you cook your nuts?
In raw form, beans, yes, they have lectins, but that's why you cook them. Just like I'm cooking you.
Oh yeah, bro. You just all you did was pull up association studies. You tried to like debunk how vegetables have
association
less
studies.
nutrients.
What do you think exists in the scientific realm? You think all we have is mechanistic studies? No, we use associations all the time in the medical field,
I know, but I'm
nutritional
saying
fields.
that
This whole thing about associations is absurd.
nah, it's really not. I mean, like if you look at um mechanical fuck mechanistic, I can't speak. But like if you look at vegetables and like which nutrients they have, like you
Just
can
take
talk
the L,
about
dude. Just take the L. It's okay. It's okay, dude. It's okay to lose sometimes. You learn. I've lost many times. I learn every single time, right? I come back with better research, better data.
bro, like you haven't really debunked anything.
Because you debunked yourself.
What I'm
right?
what I'm
I
saying
showed you the
is
study
what
where
I'm
it said
saying
you can
is
get
that
brain
like
cell force.
animal okay, what I'm saying is like animal sources have like all animal sources have better forms of every single nutrient there is, and like in higher amounts.
Oh,
And when
like
you
fiber?
hold on, hold
How
on,
much
hold on, hold on, hold
fiber
on.
does meat have?
Okay, well I'm not saying that people should only
How
eat
much
like
vitamin C does steak have? Oh, that's like 0.
well I'm not saying that you should only eat meat. That's the difference. You're saying people should be
Okay, so
vegan.
then stop
Okay,
pretending
hold
as if
on.
meat is a superfood. It's not. Meat raises your risk of disease and cancer and diabetes and heart disease and
Okay,
arthritis.
look at the difference in like uh the nutrients in animal foods versus like vegetables. If you compare
Vegetables
like
have way more.
broccoli,
Vegetables have way more micronutrients.
which ones more do they have than like
Broccoli has way more vitamin A, vitamin B's, vitamin
they have beta
C's,
carotene?
vitamin E's. It has a lot. Yes, broccoli has all of those.
Okay,
And especially
beta
minerals
carotene,
like
not vitamin A.
phosphorus and calcium. Even protein is high in broccoli.
Okay, which amino acids?
All of them. All plants have all amino
Are
acids.
you fucking serious, bro?
Yes,
You
look it
can't
up.
get all right.
All plants have all amino acids. Their profiles might be different from meat, but they have all the essential amino acids.
It's all in lower amounts. If you look at the bioavailability
Lower amounts
between
per gram, sure, but not per calorie and not in total amino acids.
yeah, but meat is more calorically dense.
Because it's full of fat. And
Yes,
that
you don't have fat.
you don't need all that fat, right? So all
Don't
those
have fat
calories are
soluble
in fat
vitamins.
and protein, which you don't need that much of.
Like
You're
fat
getting an
soluble
excessive
vitamins.
amount of it in meat, right?
Fat soluble vitamins.
Yeah, those apply to beans and nuts and seeds and even vegetables.
So now is fat not a problem?
Avocados, those are great sources of fat. The point is that vegans tend to be healthier, lower BMIs, lower rates of disease and cancer.
They have being a lower BMI doesn't mean it's good because they're chronically underweight.
No, their BMIs are healthy. My BMI is literally in the perfect range, right? So I might become. So a lot of people say, "Oh, you're skinny." Well, that's because most people in America are overweight, and so back in the 1950s, people were way skinnier. In fact,
Were they
they were
vegans?
my weight. I'm about 150, 60 pounds. That was like the
Were they
average weight for
vegans back in
men.
the 50s?
Yeah, back in the 50s, the average weight was
Oh,
like
yeah,
150
everyone was
for
a
men.
vegan, huh?
Now it's like way more because people are getting overweight and fat. We're eating lots of more chicken, cheese, dairy. That's why we're
So
getting fatter.
wait, are you trying to say that people are more vegan back then than now?
No, the point is that they were
Well,
eating
that's what you
healthier.
just said.
They were eating less fat back then. We eat more
They were
fat
having
today.
probably more fat,
No, they
just in
ate less
different
fat back
amounts.
then. So in the 1950s, they were eating less fat than today. Today, there's fat in everything. Cheese, dairy products, it's everywhere.
So, was there not fat in cheese and dairy products 100
There
years
were,
ago?
but it was lower amounts back then. This is like basic knowledge.
bro, like the concept of having low fat and like low fat milk or something, that like that being a widespread idea is like a modern thing.
Yeah, because we
It did not
realized, holy
exist
shit, we got to
before.
make people skinnier, right? Oh, that's the
So
point.
bro, what are you even saying? You literally just went like completely against what you said like 10 seconds ago. You said that people back then had less fat in their dairy
Yeah,
products than they
that's
do
why
now.
they
And then you
were.
just said that now they have less because people start caring about their health. What the fuck are you talking about, bro?
No, no, the standards changed because people realized, wow, we're fat. We got to change. That's what happened. Did you know that 70% of Americans are either overweight or obese? That's
Yeah.
not good. That's
And do
not
you know
good.
that they also eat processed foods?
Yeah, I agree. There's all kinds of unhealthies. But the point is that a lot of it has to do with dairy, milk, cheese, and animal products, which are so much more accessible today than the 50s. And so, yeah, my point is that vegans can be very healthy, if not healthier than meat eaters. And so that's why your argument fails.
No. Well, that just doesn't make any sense. Like,
Dude,
you literally
you just
agreed
keep
that,
saying the same thing over and over again with no
okay,
substance.
so do you. So you
I
literally
gave you
agreed that
sources. I
people
gave you multiple
had,
sources that show what I'm saying. It's true.
okay, it's all association studies.
No, they're
It
meta-analyses.
literally
They're
is.
cohort studies. They're reviews. These are like the higher standard studies.
Okay, so are there association studies that show how like an omnivore diet versus a vegan diet, like do you think the majority show that vegan diets are better? Yes or no?
Yeah, definitely. Majority of the evidence shows that
Okay, so
diets are healthier.
why do most like doctors who take part in these studies, why do most of them like recommend something like a Mediterranean diet, which includes things like fish, like lots of fish
Yeah,
and
I agree
cheese and
that.
dairy?
Yeah, Mediterranean diet is healthy. I'm not saying you can never eat meat and be to be healthy. No, you can. But it's just that you want lower amounts of it. It's just common for people to eat meat, right? That's why it's recommended because it's hard to avoid it for most people. But I'm talking about morality, not diet. See, this whole
Okay,
conversation
we
is
could talk about
irrelevant.
morality if you want, but
You have
I
nothing
know.
there either. You're at this
Okay,
point
wait.
you have
I know.
nothing.
I know that you made. I know that you made a claim like in an earlier debate. You said like that most of the food, like the produce that we produce, is used to feed like the animals that we grow. So, what is your solution? Because you're saying that we could use that to feed humans. So then, what would the animals eat?
Well, you're assuming that we would go vegan in one day. No, of course we would not do that. It would gradually be a slow dwindling of the
Okay, well, how about we use a hypothetical? Because you love them. So, what
Okay.
if everyone went vegan in one day?
Good
And then,
point. Okay,
what would we do?
So, yeah, great question. What if everybody became vegan tomorrow and we have all these billions of animals in factories? What would we do? Well, what we would do is very simple. We would turn those factories into sanctuaries. We would maintain feeding them. We would continue feeding them for until they naturally die. And so the food we have to grow would go down and down and down through time.
Okay. So
Okay.
you just said that we should use. Well, you didn't just say it, but you said that we should use the food that we fed the animals with to feed people, and it would solve world hunger. That's a claim that you made.
Yes,
So,
the study I
so
mentioned before
how would
shows
you
that
feed the animals?
What do you mean? How would we feed the animals?
Because we're gonna use the food that we
We
fed
make
the
enough
animals
food.
with.
We make enough food today to feed all people and animals.
Yeah, if
The
you
point
include
is
animal
that
products.
if we stopped producing animals, we would have way more food for us. That's the point.
Yeah, But what would we feed the animals with? You just said that we would have sanctuaries.
We would still make food for them, but that food supply
But
would
you
go
said that we
down.
would solve
Hold
world
on.
hunger.
Shh. Listen to what
Oh
I'm
my
telling
gosh.
you. Shh. We would still feed the animals, but they would naturally die off over time, such that we wouldn't have to feed them so much.
So you're saying that we should gradually starve them so that they die off?
No, no. Think in multiplicity. Realize that we're talking about generational time. We're talking about, years, decades. Over the decades, we'd have to feed less and less animals such that more of it could go for us.
Okay, but how would you stop animals from breeding and multiplying?
We wouldn't breed them anymore in factories because that's what we're doing
But
today.
they do that naturally. So
Yeah,
would you
but
like
not
prevent
at
them from
all,
doing
not
it?
remotely near what is to the extent we do it artificially.
Okay, but we would still have to divert resources that
Of
you're
course,
saying could
of
be
course. That's
used
why we
to
should
solve
go
world
vegan.
hunger.
That's why the sooner we all go vegan, the better.
But you just said that if everyone were to go vegan, there would be a problem and that it should be a
There
gradual
would be
thing.
no problem. There would be no
You
problem at
said
all.
that it would be better if it were gradual. You literally said that.
Yes, we would have to do it gradually. And that's
Oh
fine. That's
my
not a
gosh.
problem. That's not a
Do you
problem.
not see like the problem in what you're saying?
No,
Because
I
you're
don't
being a
see I don't
hypocrite.
see the problem. What are you talking about?
You're literally being hypocritical in like every point.
Where's the hypocrisy? Show me.
Okay, you just said before I gave you the hypothetical that everyone went vegan in one day. You said it would have to happen gradually, and it would be better if it happened gradually. But then I told you, like, if everyone were to go vegan one day, what would happen to the animals? Because you said originally that all the food that is used to feed the animals would have to be like redistributed and solve world hunger. That's what you said.
Yes, if everybody went vegan tomorrow, we would gradually feed them until their populations dwindle. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, that literally doesn't make any fucking sense.
Why not?
The animals would die off. That's why. If you want to use
They
the
would
food
die
to
off
feed
naturally.
humans, they would die
Yes,
off.
just like they would die of old age.
Okay, what's
They
the
would die
difference
of old
between
age. What's wrong
the
with
difference
that?
between letting an animal, like millions of animals, gradually die off by not feeding them? How is that
No, we're
morally
gonna
right
feed them.
versus
So
just killing them?
when I say they're gonna die off, I mean from old age. We're still gonna feed them until they
No,
die.
I understand that,
Okay, great.
but
So they're not starving. So stop saying that.
you're saying that gradually, as they die off, you're going to prevent them from breeding, which is something you do naturally. So
No,
how do you see?
we're not gonna
Okay,
prevent
then
them
how are
from
you going to
breeding.
prevent them from breeding?
They don't breed in the numbers we breed them, sir. You understand that we artificially breed them every year by the billions? They can't
Okay,
do that
how are they
naturally.
going to naturally
And if
die off then?
it,
Because they would still be in
they would
massive
die of old
numbers.
age. They would die of old
Okay, but if
age.
hold on,
And
if there's like
or we can do contraception.
hold on, if there's let's say 10 million animals, like cows, let's say 10 million cows, then they would breed with each other. All that means is
They're
that the
not going to
population
breed
will not
within the
grow.
numbers.
Hold on.
They're not. This isn't like a big
Okay,
sex party.
I'm
They don't breed
saying,
that much. Stop.
hold on.
They're not going to
Let
breed
me
that
talk for
much.
like let me talk for like 20 seconds.
No. Listen to me. You think that they're all going to breed in the same rate we do it artificially? No, they're going to breed. This is not like Cornhub. They're not all going to breed together. It's going to be very much reduced than what we do artificially. And if you're so concerned, if it is a problem, we use contraception. There you go. Wow. They take a fucking pill. We put it in their food and they don't have babies anymore. Oh my God. You're thinking too hard about this. All because you just don't want to go vegan.
Wait, okay, but the reason why they breed in such high numbers is because we eat them and we kill them in large numbers. Is
Yeah, and
that
if
true
we
or not?
stopped killing them, we would have less animals to care for.
If we stopped killing them, we would have the same amount because they would breed naturally and their populations would stay
No,
stable.
they wouldn't. Okay, there's a difference between them breeding naturally versus artificially. Do you know the
Oh,
difference?
wait. Yes, but the difference is
Okay.
because if we stop eating them, then their populations aren't gonna fall. So if they breed naturally, it doesn't matter that they're
If we stop breeding them, their populations will go down through time. They will die of natural old age. They will not breed as much as they do as we breed them.
I understand that, but
Okay, so
the
then what is your
reason why we
problem?
breed them, the reason why there's so many of them, is because we kill them off. If we stopped killing them off, they wouldn't like gradually fall off. If we feed them and we
Yes,
give
they
them
would.
all the
Their numbers
resources,
would gradually go down when we stop breeding them. Oh my gosh.
but they breed naturally. If we
They
stop
breed
killing them,
naturally.
I'm saying
Okay,
if we stop
let me
killing
make
them,
it simple for you. They breed naturally at about 1%. We do it at about 90%.
and let me make it
You
simple
see
for
the
you. We
difference? You see the
kill
difference in the
millions of
amount
them
of
a
breeding
year.
going on, sir?
Okay, and I'll make it simple for you.
One is
We
about
we
90
kill
times
millions.
more than natural.
We kill millions of them every year, and if we stopped, we only like 1% of that number would die every single year. What do you think that means? That means that, hold on, because you keep interrupting me. That means that the population isn't gonna fall drastically, and if they were to continue to breed, the population will stay somewhat stable. If we stop killing them, do you understand that if we killed millions of them every year and then we stop, the population won't fall?
If we stop killing
So
them,
I'm
the
guessing you
population
don't.
wouldn't fall. If we stop killing them, that means if we stop breeding them into existence and killing them and this cycle continuing, if we just stop doing that, the number of cows would stagnate and then gradually decrease over time. That's the goal. Going vegan is the best possible solution. You're thinking too
Oh my
hard, sir.
God.
You're thinking too hard.
I don't think you understand what I'm saying. I don't, like, bro, if you stop killing them, there's not gonna be as many dying per year.
I'm done. I am done. I am done. I can't. I just can't. All that gymnastics, all because of K2. Oh my gosh. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry you had to hear that. No more debates. I'm completely done. My patience is gone. I'm done. Um let's say Monday. Okay. How much to gift for more debates? I don't need a gift. I'm not all these other grifters. Send me Venmo. Send me a galaxy to kick. No, that's all bullshit. Nobody wants to eat grass. Me neither. I agree. I don't eat grass though, right? If you think vegans eat grass, you're just mistaken. All noise. One word destroys his entire argument. Preference. Okay, let's entertain this. So you're saying, oh, well, I just prefer to eat animals, therefore it's okay. Let me ask you this question. Do you prefer to cause the suffering of innocent beings? Or do you prefer to not have them suffer? Ooh, which one do you prefer? You would have to be a madman to say that you prefer them to suffer. See, that's the moral dilemma. All right, guys. Yeah, your next statement is burgers are good. Burgers can be vegan. I've had plenty of delicious vegan burgers. And I used to like I was a big meat eater. I used to love burgers that are conventional burgers. But I can tell you that as a vegan, I'm not missing anything. I love what I eat. It's tasty, it's delicious, and it's healthy at the same time. And you can't beat that. You just can't beat that. And so, you say I'm missing out. You're missing out, from my point of view. So, I also feel good before I go to bed every night that I'm not harming anybody, that I'm not paying for the torture of somebody. I feel good about that. That is worth it. So, hope you guys learned something and hope you enjoyed it, but I'm done.